Peasants podcast.
I gotta get a witness. No!
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
That's true. Sometimes I cry.
Oh!
Lick my butthole, he laughed.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. This is episode 1363. Doing it live, back again for a very special election episode of DP. We're back again. Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited
for this shit show.
Yeah, we had 2016. Hillary famously said, "Pokemon, go to the polls."
Wrong. See, okay, the main difference with this debate than the last several they've had, no audience, and they have a system where they're going to mute the other person when it's one person's turn to talk. So, and that's, a lot of these rules are there to kind of stop Trump from playing to the crowd and to keep him from talking over Biden, because that was Trump's. We had never seen a debate tactic like that before, when the other person's talking and you just talk over them and say, wrong.
It'll be interesting how it goes without the ability for Trump to steamroll.
Yeah, it's something, all right. And it's going to start in a couple minutes here. Everyone, please like the stream if you haven't already, and please vote in our poll. We have a poll up, and send us your thoughts throughout the debate. Now, in the past, we've had whole streams taken down for restreaming debates, so we are only going to stream the audio. We will react to what we see in the debate, but mostly we're just going to react to the audio, and you will hear the audio.
All right.
And I don't care if other people are restreaming it. For some reason, we don't get away with it. It's not an even playing field here.
We get pumped in the dump.
We do.
The idea, though, that Hillary said Pokemon go to the polls, I'm wondering which president, because one of these guys has to do it. Somebody's going to say hawk to a election booth, right?
I don't know. I don't think the Pokemon go to the polls was during a debate with Trump.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it was some sort of campaign rally, maybe one of the town hall meetings when she was running for like the nomination. But I remember it, yeah, because we used to have it part of our news. Or is it still part of the news intro? I don't know. It was at one time.
I think it is.
Pokemon go to the polls.
It's stuck in my head forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care if other channels are streaming it. I don't care. Sorry. Cuz like the whole stream gets taken down and then it sucks. I actually have a video still on this channel from 4 years ago with Billy being like, "Our stream got taken down." And I'm like filming it with my phone to be, like, so he can tell everybody that our stream got taken down.
So rude.
Yeah, I hate him.
So rude.
I hate him.
We're gonna have Hulk Hogan as Trump's running mate. Is that what I heard?
Not exactly.
Oh,
well, I don't know. You hear all kinds of crazy shit all the time, so maybe you did hear it. And when you say you heard something, you mean you just read a random tweet where someone said that. Like,
sometimes they're less random, but
okay. Yeah, I don't know. No, he was asked that, and he did not say he would. He kind of like joked around about it. He's joked on running in the past, and he wouldn't even take a strong stance on who he would vote for, because that can hurt his business if he publicly takes a side. But I can basically assure most people that Hogan is a Trump supporter.
He should be. Rich people should always support Trump.
No way. There's some super rich people that do not support Trump. Like like Bezos doesn't support Trump. Bill Gates doesn't support Trump. Like there's a fair share of like super rich people that do not support Trump at all.
The author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad says it doesn't matter if there's a Republican or Democrat president. So I follow him.
Okay.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad told me it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the countdown to the debate right now.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
Are they going to be debating inside of a tent? Is that what this is?
No, that's their stage for the commentary team, and now they're showing the stage inside the debate hall.
Yeah.
So no audience, and they're going to be really close. They kept them super far apart because Trump secretly had COVID. Do you remember that? He tested positive for COVID. Like before that happened, it didn't tell anybody, and they had him next to old ass Biden.
They're talking with the guy who was the poll master.
Yep, he's
the weird
great,
haircut
dude.
and the beard.
He's great though. He's actually really smart.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Hold on, let me get my popcorn. Everybody get your popcorn.
Get ready, vote in the poll, and please also help us get a little closer to our goal. It's right there on the screen if you want to send us a couple bucks. Send us your messages, your thoughts, your commentary.
Yeah, we're taking bets right now. Who's going to fall asleep first? Will it be Biden, Trump, or us?
Well, you know, Trump is kind of poisoning the well in a way and being like, well, if Biden shows up and he has energy, he's probably on drugs. Have you heard him? He's said this. He's
yeah, that's the theory.
I mean, what do you mean the theory? What do you mean the theory?
That's what all the MAGA people say.
Oh,
yeah, he's doing cocaine.
I've even heard people saying that the more crazy people say that the Democrats have like a Biden clone that has more energy. And I'm like, well, why don't they just use that one all the time then if they had that?
They hire Jim Carrey to play Joe Biden live on all the debates. So he did such a great job at Saturday Night Live. Trump outing himself as a coke user. Wasn't it always on the record that Trump used like methamphetamines?
No. There was a picture that the authenticity of it is disputed where Trump took a picture and in a drawer behind him there were like boxes of Sudafed, which has pseudoephedra in small amounts in it. And that's, you know, people were saying he's hopped up on Sudafeds all the time, but who knows if that's true. There's plenty of older people that have energy, you know, and he's very motivated to advance his personal quest and to stay out of prison too. He's also very motivated there.
Hell's Only says there's a new right-wing cartoon exclusive to Twitter starring Dave Rubin and with guest stars Elon Musk and Larry Elder. I think maybe I saw that. No, I saw a live action starring Kevin Sorbo. Wasn't that exclusive to Twitter as well? Exclusive to X?
Yeah, I've seen the animated. Well, I've seen the like little clips of the animated thing and people shitting on it.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing the clip for the right wing cartoon, and I remember saying it looks like American Dad if it was made for American dads.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it because I know I'm not gonna. Well, maybe I will end up watching it because of this fucking show. But I normally would not watch it and forget that it exists. And every time there's been a comedy show of any kind
Everyone's
that's kind of
talking about Biden being on drugs, but does no one remember all the suspicious deep sniffling Trump did in the 2016 debates with Hillary?
That was pre-COVID.
Anything that's been like expressly like right wing that's supposed to be comedy really misses the mark. Like that what was that conservative movie about the transgender basketball team or whatever, like the fake transgender basketball team?
Yeah, was it like Lady Whistle or something
like that? It was terrible. It was not
Lady
funny.
Ballers.
And someone could have done that movie better.
I think someone did do that movie better.
Oh yeah, like in the 70s or 80s or something like that.
I think it was already done. There was a few really great.
There was Ladybugs. Remember that movie, Ladybugs, where Rodney Dangerfield gets his like stepson to play soccer and pretend like he's a girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like the scene
That
where he
was
gets
great.
hit in the balls really hard and it's like it takes him down. It's actually a really funny movie.
Then it starred Jonathan Brandis.
Jonathan
Was that a kid's
Brandis
name?
and Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was a movie that came out a few years ago where a white guy was tired of not being able to get hired, and he started to play a black radio show host to get a job.
That's kind of like Soul Man. You remember that movie Soul
Yeah.
Man? Like he does it to get affirmative action and get into college.
Soul
or
Man
whatever.
did it better.
Oh my God. He just wore like a Jerry curl wig and like put like bronzer on or something like that. That's how they.
Yeah.
It was something like that. Oh my God. They would never make
I think
that
people
movie.
would complain. People would complain less about blackface if it actually looked good, but it never looks good. It always looks like you're mocking.
What about Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder?
People complained less about that.
Because it wasn't like minstrel show blackface. It was like
it looked
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I was like, this is one way for him to get back at Terrence Howard.
Everyone, please like the stream. Please like the stream. We're taking a break from the other types of content that we usually watch to watch this debate. It's going to be lolcow content, though, honestly. This is lolcow content. The news, the political world, and lolcow content are now becoming one and the same.
It's a lol donkey and a lolliphant.
Yep. Lolliphant.
Lolliphant. Do you vote for the lolliphants or the lol donkeys? They need to change the parties. Calling it now, the winner will be whomever has the right dosage of Adderall. Maybe. Have you seen the Amber Rose pictures that were circulating?
I don't even know who that is.
She dated Kanye. She was
That's
a big
why I don't know who that is.
big proponent of the slut walk in Los Angeles. She's done a bunch of stuff trying to remain in the public eye, and just yesterday she was decked out in Trump gear, and I guess she was filming a music video with that fat Amish looking MAGA rapper Felicio Fortunato Blow.
Yeah.
It was very cool. She looked so cool. She had a gold Trump piece necklace with the red MAGA hat on the necklace and a cool MAGA hat. She looked very cool.
It almost sounds like you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it weird that I'm kind of mad at you for like telling me that this exists? Like I wouldn't have known.
I don't know. It's part of the public conversation right now. Will Trump win the debate because he has Amber Rose on his side? I don't see any. Remember when that one girl got famous because she did like a TikTok dance with a Biden T-shirt on?
No. No.
Yeah, she was like, no, not a Biden. It was
Bernie. Are you talking about Nico?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Bernie girl. That was it.
Okay.
The Bernie girl dance. She got
It was
Bernie
the OK.
famous.
It was the OK Boomer girl.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah. Wow.
Biden needs one of those if he's gonna win. Trump's got Amber Rose. He's got to one up Amber Rose.
All right, so it's about to start any minute here. They're showing the dark debate hall. The only people who are there are the moderators and the crew that are filming
Man, I feel like we're about to watch like a political execution. It's just so dark. It's ominous.
All right. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we go. They always play that.
Pluribus unum. CNN presidential debate.
We're live from Georgia, a key battleground state in the race for the White House. In just moments, the current U.S. president will debate the former U.S. president as
Yeah, we
their
know.
party's
Jake
presumptive
Tapper.
nominees
Jake Tapper, known
first
Drunken
in
Peasants
American
fan.
history. We want to welcome our viewers in the United States and around the world to our studios in Atlanta. This is the CNN presidential debate.
This debate is being produced by CNN.
Oh, yeah,
and is
Trump
coming
calls
to
him
you
fake
live
Tapper.
on CNN International, CNN.com, CNN Max, and CNN Espanol. This is a pivotal moment between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump in their rematch for the nation's highest office. Each will make his case to the American people with just over 4 months until Election Day. Good evening, I'm Dana Bash, anchor of CNN's Inside
Dana
Politics
Gash.
and co-anchor
That's what Trump should
of
call
State of the
her.
Union.
I'm Jake Tapper, anchor of CNN's The Lead
Tapper
and co-anchor
and Bash.
of State of the Union. Dana and
Tapper
I will
Gash.
co-moderate this evening. Our job is to facilitate a debate between the two candidates tonight. Before we introduce them, we want to share the rules of the debate with the audience at home. Former President Trump will be on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, Biden got to
President
pick
Biden
to
will
be on the
appearing
right
on the
side.
right.
They had a coin toss and Biden picked
determined
the
their
right,
position.
stage right.
Each candidate
Because
will
I
have
guess
2
He's
minutes
supposed to
answer a
represent the left
question
wing.
and 1 minute each for
Because I
responses
guess
and rebuttal.
statistically
An
more
additional minute for
people's
follow-up,
vision drifts to the
clarification, or
right
response
on
is
a
at the
stage,
moderator's
on a
Yeah.
screen.
When
Yeah.
it's time
It's true.
for a candidate
There's
to
4
speak,
main
his
quadrants
microphone will be
for
turned
attention,
on,
and the
his
upper
opponent's
right
microphone
quadrant
will
is
be
where
turned
your
off.
eyes
Should the
initially
candidate
drift.
interrupt
That's why we have
and
the
his
goal
microphone is
there.
Muted, he will be difficult
Exactly.
to understand for viewers at home.
And you
At the
have
end
put
of the
me
debate,
in the
each
worst
candidate will
quadrant,
get
by
2
the way,
minutes for
Ben.
closing statements. There is no studio audience. tonight.
This lower
Pre-written
lower
notes,
corner is
props,
the
or
least
contact with
looked at
campaign
quadrant.
staff are not permitted during the debate. By accepting our invitation to debate both candidates and their
But
campaigns,
I guess
agreed
Trump
to
gets the
accept
last
these
word,
rules.
which is
Now,
very
please welcome
powerful.
The 46th
Yeah.
president of the United States.
Ah,
Joe
here
Biden.
comes Biden.
Biden is walking.
They're
He's
wheeling him
upright.
out like Hannibal Lecter. You guys can't see it.
He hasn't fallen over yet. Oh my God, that
And
was
please welcome the 45th president
was
of
that
the United States.
him talking,
Donald
or was
Trump.
someone mocking an old man?
Who else would it be? There's no crowd. There's only the moderators.
That seemed like a joke.
No, that was him going, "It's great to be here. Thank you." And Trump just came out and
Thanks so
said
much for being
nothing.
Here. Let's begin the debate, and let's start with the issue that voters consistently say is their top concern: the economy. President Biden, inflation has slowed, but prices remain high. Since you took office, the price of essentials has increased. For example, a basket of groceries that cost $100 then now costs more than $120. And typical
more
home
like
prices have jumped
$200
more
for
than
me.
30%. What do you say to voters who feel they are worse off under your presidency than they were under President Trump?
We got to take a look at what I was left when I became president, what Mr. Trump left me.
He's got a frog in his
Oh,
throat.
no.
Economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying.
He's
All he
losing
said
his
was,
voice.
"It's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right." The economy collapsed. There were no jobs.
Inject a little
Unemployment
bleach
rate
in your
rose
arm.
to 15%. It was terrible. And so what we had to do was try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do. We created 15,000 new jobs. We brought out the position.
Oh, no.
He has
We
COVID.
have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done. Working class people are still in trouble. I come from Scranton, Pennsylvania. I come of a household where the kitchen table, if the things weren't able to be met during the month, it was a problem. The price of eggs, the price of gas, the price of housing, the price of a whole range of things. That's why I'm working so hard to make sure I deal with those problems. And we're going to make sure that we reduce the price of housing. We're going to make sure we build 2 million
There's
new
no
units. We're going to make sure we cap
emotion.
rents so
There's
corporate
no,
greed
like,
can't take over. The combination
energy.
that I was left with in corporate
He
greed
should
Sounds
have
like
done
he's
COVID.
cringe rapping and he doesn't want his mom to
In
hear.
addition to that, we're in a situation where if you take a look at all that was done in his administration, he didn't do much at all. By the time he left, things were in chaos, literally chaos.
Trump's got a little
And so we
smirk
put
on his
things back
face
together.
right
We
now.
created, I said, those jobs. We make sure we had a situation where we brought down the price of prescription drugs, which is a major issue for many people, to $15 for a insulin shot as opposed to $400.
Oh my
no
God, it's
senior has to
painful.
pay more than $200 for any drug, all the drugs they can include beginning next year. And the situation is and we're going to make that available to everybody, to all Americans. So we're working to bring down the price around the kitchen table, and that's what we're going to get done.
Thank you. President Trump?
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID.
Everyone was amazed by it.
Spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929. By the time we finished, so we did a great job. We got a lot of credit for the economy, a lot of credit for the military, and no wars, and so many other things. Everything was rocking good. But the thing we never got the credit for,
New Year's rocking good.
COVID mess. He created mandates that was a disaster.
Please
for our
like the
country,
stream,
but
guys.
Other than that, we had given them back a country where the stock market actually was higher than pre-COVID, and nobody thought that was even possible. The only jobs he created are for illegal immigrants and bounce back jobs, a bounce back from the COVID. He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country. It is absolutely killing us.
Thank you, President Biden.
Well, look, the greatest economy in the world. He's the only one who thinks that, I think. I don't know anybody else who thinks he had the greatest economy in the world. And, you know, the fact of the matter is that we find ourselves in a situation where his economy.
Why did he have to run again?
He had the largest tax cut in American history, $2 trillion. He raised a deficit larger than
even Kamala Harris would be doing a better job right now.
Other than Herbert Hoover, who's lost more jobs than he had when he began.
He just seems feeble.
Hoover. The idea that he did something that was significant. And the military, you know, when he was president, they were still killing people in Afghanistan. He didn't do anything about that. When he was president, we were still finding ourselves in a position where you had a notion that we were this safe country. The truth is, I'm the only president this century that doesn't have this decade, that doesn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world like he did.
A century and a decade is a pretty big difference.
Trump, I want to follow up if I can.
Am I allowed to respond to him?
Well, I'm going to ask you a follow-up. You can do whatever you want with the minute that we give you. I want to follow up. You want to impose a 10% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. How will you ensure that that doesn't drive prices even higher?
It's not going to drive them higher. It's just going to cost countries that have been ripping us off for years, like China and many others, in all fairness to China. It's going to just force them to pay us a lot of money, reduce our deficit tremendously, and give us a lot of power for other things. But he made a statement. The only thing he was right about is I gave you the largest tax cut in history. I also gave you the largest regulation cut in history.
Falling
That's
asleep.
why we had all the jobs. And the jobs went down, and then they bounced back, and he's taking credit for bounce back jobs. You can't do that. He also said he inherited 9% inflation. No, he inherited almost no inflation, and it stayed that way for 14 months. And then it blew up under his leadership because they spent money like
there was inflation during Trump's presidency,
and they don't know what they were doing. It was probably the worst administration in history. There's never been. And as far as Afghanistan is concerned, I was getting out of Afghanistan, but we were getting out with dignity, with strength, with power. He got out. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country's life.
President Trump, over the last 8 years, under both of your administrations, the national debt soared to record highs. And according to a new nonpartisan analysis, President Trump, your administration approved $8.4 trillion in new debt. Well, so far, President Biden, you've approved $4.3 trillion in new debt. So, former President Trump, many of the tax cuts that you signed into law are set to expire next year. You want to extend them and go even further, you say. With the U.S. facing trillion-dollar deficits and record debt, why should top earners and corporations pay even less in taxes than they do now?
Because the tax cuts spurred the greatest economy that we've ever seen just prior to COVID. And even after COVID, it was so strong that we were able to get through COVID much better than just about any other country. But
he's doing the invisible accordion, but with just one hand.
Cut the taxes,
like his other hand.
For example, the corporate tax was cut down to 21% from 39%. Plus, beyond that, we took in more revenue with much less tax. And companies were bringing back trillions of dollars back into our country.
I know there's a timer
going like never before.
Like a 3-light timer.
And we were ready to start paying down debt. We were ready to start using the liquid gold right under our feet, the oil and gas right under our feet. We were going to have something that nobody else has had. We got hit with COVID. We did a lot to fix it. I gave him an unbelievable situation with all of the therapeutics and all of the things that we came up with.
All of the therapeutics.
We gave him something great. Remember, more people died under his administration, even though we had largely
more of the
fixed
pandemic went on during
died
his
under his administration than our administration, and we were right in the middle of it, something which a lot of people don't like to talk about. But he had far more people dying in his administration. He did the mandate, which is a disaster, mandating it. the vaccine went out, he did a mandate on the vaccine, which is the thing that people most objected to about the vaccine. And he did a very poor job.
I don't remember him doing. Does he mean for like the government employees?
Not only poor there, but throughout the entire world, we're no longer respected as a country. They don't respect our leadership. They don't respect the United States anymore. We're like a third world nation between weaponization of his election, trying to go after his political opponent. All of the things he's done, we've become like a third world nation, and it's a shame. The damage he's done to our country. And I'd love to ask him, and will, why he allowed millions of people to come in here from prisons, jails, and mental institutions to come into our country and destroy our country.
President Trump, we will get to immigration later in this
he was
block.
all over
President
right
Biden,
there. He
I
was
want to
all
give you an
over the
opportunity to
place.
Respond to this question about the national debt.
He had the largest national debt of any president in a 4-year period, number one.
He sounds drunk.
Number two, that $2 trillion tax cut benefited the very wealthy.
That's how I talk when I'm drunk.
What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where...
I was like, trillionaires? There's no trillionaires
taxes.
that we know
if they
of.
just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say.
Oh
in
my
a 10-year
God.
period.
I do the
He'd be
same
able to
thing,
wipe out his
but I'm
debt. He'd be able to
retarded.
help
You're not the
make sure that
president.
all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system.
He did a
making sure
decade
that
and
we're
a
able to make
century. He
every
got those
single
mixed up,
solitary
too.
Person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with
damn
everything
Biden!
that
Are
has
you
to do
okay?
with,
You know,
Yeah.
Trump wins this debate if he goes and gives Biden
Oh,
like a
no,
hand.
he's having a
checks on
brain
him.
freeze.
beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
He just had a
because
total
all of these people are
bog
coming
disc
in.
right
They're
error.
putting them on Medicare. They're putting them on Social Security. They're going to destroy Social Security. This man is going to single-handedly destroy Social Security. These millions and millions of people
Millions
coming
and
in,
millions.
they're trying to put them on Social Security. He will wipe out Social Security. He will wipe out Medicare. So he was right in the way he finished that sentence. And it's a shame. What's happened to our country in the last 4 years is not to be believed. Foreign countries, I'm friends with a lot of people, they cannot believe what happened to the United States of America. We're no longer respected. They don't like us. We give them everything they want, and they think we're stupid. They think we're very stupid people. What we're doing for other countries, and they do nothing for us. What this man has done is absolutely criminal.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
He calls Biden a criminal.
Action since the Supreme Court
He's the
overturned Roe v.
criminal.
Wade. This morning, the court ruled on yet another abortion case, temporarily allowing emergency abortions
Biden used to be
continue in
decent
Idaho,
at debating.
despite that state's restricted
Yeah,
ban.
like I didn't
Former
expect
President
this.
Trump, you take credit for the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which returned the issue of abortion to the states.
Correct.
However, the federal government still plays a role in whether or not women have access to abortion pills. They're used in about 2/3 of all abortions. As president, would you block abortion medication?
First of all, the Supreme Court just approved the abortion pill, and I agree with their decision to have done that, and I will not block it. And if you look at this whole question that you're asking, complex but not really complex. 51 years ago, you had Roe v. Wade, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states. Everybody, without exception.
Everybody?
Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. Everybody wanted it back.
No, not
Religious
everybody.
leaders. And what I did is I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court.
So this
and
is
they
where
happened
Biden should
vote
be
in
able to
favor of
fucking hammer
killing
him
Roe v.
with this
Wade
one.
and
But he's not
moving it
going
back
to
the
because he's
states.
like,
this is something
he's
that
sleepy.
everybody wanted. Now, 10
I think
years
he's on
ago or so,
Duster.
they started talking about how many weeks and how many this
He has
is
the
getting
decline.
into
He has
other
like
things.
Cobb's
But
level
every legal
decline.
scholar throughout the world,
This
the most
cognition
respected,
here.
wanted it brought back to the states. I did that. Now the states are working it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought.
He should be talking to
Kansas,
all the
I would say
women
the same thing.
in the
Texas
states
is
where
different,
abortion
Florida
is
different.
illegal.
But they're all making their
and
own
be
decisions
pointing
right
that
now.
out.
And right now, the states control it. That's the vote of the people. Like
Look,
Ronald Reagan, I
he's
believe
shaking.
in the
Biden's like-
exceptions. I am a person that believes. And frankly, I think it's important to believe in the exceptions. Some people, you have to follow your heart. Some people don't believe in that. But I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother. I think it's very important. Some people don't. Follow your heart, but you have to get elected.
Follow
also,
your hearts.
and because that has to do with other things. You got to get elected. The problem they have is they're radical because they will take the life of a child in the 8th month, the 9th month, and even after birth. After birth.
No, that has never been legal.
He was willing to do this. He said, we'll put the baby aside and we'll determine what we do with the baby, meaning we'll kill the baby.
He did the King Solomon. He cut the baby in half, gave one half to the one mother, the other half to the other.
This issue. It's been a great thing.
They grow like starfish.
It's been a terrible thing, what you've done. The fact is that the vast majority of constitutional scholars supported Roe when it was decided. Supported Roe. And that's this idea that they're all against it is just ridiculous. And this is the guy who says the state should be able to have it. We're in a state where in 6 weeks, you don't even know whether you're pregnant or not, but you cannot see a doctor and have him decide on what your circumstances are, whether you need help. The idea that states are able to do this is a little like saying we're going to turn civil rights back to the states, let each state have a different rule. Look, there's so many young women who have been, including a young woman who just was murdered, and he went to the funeral. The idea that she was murdered by an immigrant coming in, they talk about that. But here's the deal: there's a lot of young women who are being raped by their in-laws, by their spouses, brothers and sisters, it's just ridiculous, and they can do nothing about it. And they try to arrest them.
Is this his stance on immigration? Immigrants rape, but so do family members?
Murdered
I don't get it.
By the same people he allows to come across our border. We have a border that's the most dangerous place anywhere in the world, considered the most dangerous place anywhere in the world. And he opened it up, and these killers are coming into our country, and they are raping and killing women. And it's a terrible thing. As far as the abortion is concerned, it is now back with the states. The states are voting. In many cases, it's frankly a very liberal decision. In many cases, it's the opposite. But they're voting, and it's bringing it back to the vote of the people, which is what everybody wanted, including the founders, if they knew about this issue, which, frankly, they didn't. But they would have. Everybody wanted it brought back. Ronald Reagan wanted it brought back. He wasn't able to get it. Everybody wanted it brought back.
I was promised a drugged-up Biden. What the hell is this?
I was the one.
He's drugged up on downers. He's on downers instead.
And that's where they wanted it. Every legal
Hunter gave him the wrong baggie.
Staying on the topic of abortion, President Biden, 7 states, I'll let you do that. This is the same topic. 7 states have no legal restrictions on how far into a pregnancy a woman can obtain an abortion. Do you support any legal limits on how late a woman should be able to terminate a pregnancy?
I supported Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor
semesters
and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health is ridiculous. That's the last. No politician should be making that decision. A doctor should be making those decisions. That's how it should be run. That's what you're going to do. And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade.
So that means he can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia, put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's
put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it.
Rip the baby out of the womb.
If we want, it's adrenochrome
and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period.
Under Roe v. Wade, you have late-term abortion. You can do whatever you want, depending on the state. You can do whatever you want. We don't think that's a good thing. We think it's a radical thing. We think the Democrats are the radicals, not the Republicans.
For 51 years, that was the law. 51 years, constitutional scholarship said it was the right way to go. 51 years, and it was taken away because this guy put very conservative members on the Supreme Court. He takes credit for taking it away. What's he going to do? What's he going to do, in fact, if the MAGA Republicans, he gets elected, and the MAGA Republicans control the Congress, and they pass a universal ban on abortion, period, across the board at 6 weeks or 7 or 8 or 10 weeks, something very, very conservative. Is he going to sign that bill? I'll veto it. He'll sign it.
Thank you.
Let's turn now to the issue of immigration and border security.
Oh,
President
Trump was
Biden,
trying to get a word in.
A number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border on your watch. Overwhelming border states and overburdening cities such as New York and Chicago, and in some cases causing real safety and security concerns. Given that, why should voters trust you to solve this crisis?
Because we worked very hard to get a bipartisan agreement that not only changed all of that, it made sure that we are in a situation where you had no circumstance where they could come across the border with the number of border police there are now. We significantly increased the number of asylum officers. By the way, the Border Patrol endorsed my position. In addition to that, we found ourselves in a situation where when he was president, he was separating babies from their mothers, putting them in cages, making sure the families were separated. That's not the right way to go. What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of our country.
He's just hitting them hard.
All he had to do was leave it. He decided to open up our border, open up our country to people that are from prisons, people that are from mental institutions, insane asylum, terrorists. We have the largest number of terrorists coming into our country right now, all terrorists, all over the world, not just in South America, all over the world. They come from the Middle East, everywhere. All over the world, they're pouring in. And this guy just left it open. And he didn't need legislation because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history. In that final couple of months of my presidency, we had, according to Border Patrol, who is great, and by the way, who endorsed me for president, but I won't say that, but they endorsed me for president. Brandon, just speak to him. But look, we had the safest border in history. Now we have the worst border in history. There's never been anything like it. And people are dying all over the place, including the people that are coming up in caravans.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
The only terrorist who's done anything crossing the border is one who came along and killed and his administration, killed an Al-Qaeda person come in and his administration, killed 3 American soldiers.
He's almost unintelligible.
That's the only terrorist that's there. I'm not saying that no terrorist ever got through, but the idea they're emptying their prisons, we're welcoming these people, that's simply not true. There's no data to support what he said. Once again, he's exaggerating, he's lying.
President Trump, staying on the topic of immigration, you've said that you're going to carry out, quote, the largest domestic deportation operation in American history, unquote. Does that mean that you will deport every undocumented immigrant in America, including those who have jobs, including those whose spouses are citizens, and including those who have lived here for decades? And if so, how will you do it?
Just 1 second. He said we killed 3 people. The people we killed are al-Baghdadi and Soleimani. The 2 greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world. And it had a huge impact on everything, not just border, on everything. He's the one that killed people with the bad water, including hundreds of thousands of people dying and also killing our citizens when they come in. We are living right now in a rat's nest. They're killing our people in New York, in California, in every state in the union because we don't have borders anymore. Every state is now a border. And because of his ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies, people are coming in and they're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen. We call it migrant crime. I call it Biden migrant crime. They're killing our citizens at a level that we've never seen before. And you're reading it like these 3 incredible young girls over the last few days. One of them, I just spoke to the mother, and he just had the funeral for this girl, 12 years old. This is horrible what's taken place. What's taken place in our country, we're literally an uncivilized country now. He doesn't want it to be. He just doesn't know. He opened the borders. Nobody's ever seen anything like. And we have to get a lot of these people out. And we have to
Nobody's ever seen this.
Because they're going to destroy our country. Just take a look at where they're living.
Biden looks like he's just like staring at his shoes right now.
In New York City and other places. Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't
Biden looks like he's falling asleep.
I
know he's just like looking. I don't know if he's writing or something, but he just looks defeated to me.
I had the highest approval rating for veterans taking care of the VA. He has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the
just
things. Just
imagine Jesse Ventura tearing Trump
Congress,
a new one right now.
All of the different things
instead.
I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one.
Surprise,
For
surprise.
example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance, and their families have it.
Trump's doing the duck face right now. He's like pouting his lips.
Whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all
you
being
want
covered
to kiss
now.
me, Joe?
And he opposed,
Sleepy Joe?
Her group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living right next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War II cemetery, World War I cemetery. He refused to go.
Trump's doing it again.
He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Biden's got making a mean face right
First
now.
of all, that was a made-up quote, suckers and losers. They made it up. It was in a third-rate magazine that's failing, like many of these magazines. He made that up. He put it in commercials.
I could have swore I heard
We've
Trump say it on
notified him.
video.
We had
but
19
I don't
people
know.
that said I didn't say it. And think of this.
We got
would
19
say
people.
I'm at a cemetery or I'm talking about our veterans because nobody's taken better care. I'm so glad this came up and he brought it up. There's nobody that's taken better care of our soldiers than I have. To think that I would, in front of generals and others, say suckers and losers. We have 19 people that said it was never said by me. It was made up by him, just like Russia was made up.
Russia.
Like the 51 intelligence agents are made up. Just like the new thing with the 16 economists are talking, it's the same thing. 51 intelligence agents said that the laptop was Russia disinformation. It wasn't. That came from his son, Hunter. It wasn't Russia disinformation. He made up the suckers and losers. So
I just got a text from Jeff Holiday, and he's like, this is so
General
bad.
standing to your side who was on your staff who said you said it, period. That's number one. And number two, the idea that I have to apologize to you for anything along the line. We've done more for veterans than any president has in American history. And they now are in their family. The only sacred obligation we have as a country is to care for our veterans when they come home and their families and equip them when they go to war. That's what we're doing. That's what the VA is doing now. They're doing more for veterans than ever before in our history.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let's move to the topic of foreign policy. I want to begin with Russia's war against Ukraine, which is now in its third year. Former President Trump, Russian President Vladimir Putin says he'll only end this war if Russia keeps the Ukrainian territory it has already claimed and Ukraine abandons its bid to join NATO. Are Putin's terms acceptable to you?
First of all, our veterans and our soldiers can't stand this guy. They can't stand him. They think he's the worst commander-in-chief, if that's what you call him, that we've ever had. They can't stand him. So let's get that straight. And they like me more than just about any of them. And that's based on every single bit of information.
Biden's laughing.
As far as Russia and Ukraine, if we had a real president, the president that knew, that was respected by Putin, he would have never invaded Ukraine. A lot of people are dead right now, much more than people know. You know, they talk about numbers. You can double those numbers.
Hopefully
maybe triple those numbers.
meth is kicking in now.
He did nothing to stop it. In fact, I think he encouraged Russia from going in.
Yeah, Biden's eyes are lighting up now.
So
get him, Dark Brandon. Get him.
Come on, Dark Brandon, unite.
Most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. That when Putin watched that and he saw the incompetence that he should have fired those generals, like I fired the one that you mentioned, and so he's got no love lost. But he should have fired those generals. No general got fired for the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
He's hulking up.
Where we left billions of dollars of equipment behind. We lost 13 beautiful soldiers, and 38 soldiers were obliterated. And by the way, we left people behind, too. We left American citizens behind. When Putin saw that, he said, you know what? I think we're going to go in and maybe take this was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have invaded Ukraine. Never. Just like Israel would have never been invaded in a million years by Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
President Biden?
I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Look, the fact of the matter is that we're in a situation where, let's take the last point first. Iran attacked American troops, caused brain damage for a number of these troops, and he did nothing about it. Recently, not when he was president. They attacked. He said they're just having headaches. That's all it is. He didn't do a thing.
Just give him some aspirin.
Number one. Number two, we got over 100,000 Americans and others out of Afghanistan.
They're just having headaches. Give them an Advil.
We found ourselves in a situation where...
Give them a Nuprin, little, yellow, different.
I'm trying to find if Trump did call the troops suckers and losers.
Do whatever you want. And do whatever you want.
There's multiple claims that said he did, but some that said he didn't. I can't find a video.
Do whatever you want. And he went in. And listen to what he said when he went in. He was going to take Kyiv in 5 days, remember? Because it's part of the old Soviet Union. That's what he wanted to reestablish. Kyiv. And he, in fact, didn't do it at all. He wasn't able to get it done. And they've lost thousands and thousands of troops, 500,000 troops.
President Trump,
I never
come back
said
to you
that.
For 1 minute.
I never
said that. Go back to my
that.
original question, which is, are Putin's terms acceptable to you? Keeping the territory in Ukraine.
Biden is older than Trump, I think, by what, like 5 years or something?
This is a war
I thought it was only a couple years.
Is it like, okay, like 3?
He let everybody
I thought it was
along.
less than
He's
2.
given $200
okay.
billion now or more to Ukraine. He's given $200 billion. That's a lot of money. I don't think there's ever been anything
Trump's
like it.
78, Biden's 81,
Zelensky
so it
comes
is
to this country. He walks away with $60 billion.
within 3.
He's the greatest salesman ever. And I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking anything. I'm only saying the money that we're spending on this war, and we shouldn't be spending, it should have never happened. I will have that war settled between Putin and
It's a beautiful war.
as president-elect before I take office on January 20th. I'll have that war settled. People being killed so needlessly, so stupidly, and I will get it settled, and I'll get it settled fast before I take office.
President Biden, you have a minute.
The fact is that Putin is a war criminal. He's killed thousands and thousands of people. And he has made one thing clear. He wants to reestablish what was part of the Soviet Empire, not just a piece. He wants all of Ukraine. That's what he wants. And then do you think he'll stop there? Do you think he'll stop when if he takes Ukraine? What do you think happens to Poland? What do you think of Belarus? What do you think happens to those NATO countries? And so if you want a war, you ought to find out what he's going to do, because if in fact he does what he says and walks away, and by the way, all that money we give Ukraine are from weapons we make here in the United States. We give them the weapons, not the money at this point. And our NATO allies have produced as much funding for Ukraine as we have. That's why we're strong.
Thank you. Moving on.
It does
to the
seem
Middle
like
East.
he has a little more
In
energy
October,
now.
Hamas
It seemed like he was
attacked
like he
Israel,
woke up from a nap
killing more than
right before
1,000
he got
people
on the
and taking
stage.
hundreds of hostages.
Yeah.
Among those held and thought to still be alive are 5 Americans. Israel's response has killed thousands of Palestinians and created a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, you've put forward a proposal to resolve this conflict, but so far Hamas has not released the remaining hostages, and Israel is continuing its military offensive in Gaza. So what additional leverage will you use to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security Council straight through to the G7 to the Israelis and Netanyahu himself have endorsed the plan I put forward. Which has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire. Second phase is a ceasefire with additional conditions. The third phase is the end of the war. The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas. Number one. They're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened In Israel, we're finding the only thing I've denied Israel was 2,000-pound bombs. They don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent people. We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the way, I'm the guy that organized the world against Iran when they had a full-blown intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel. No one was hurt. No,
he said the only thing he's denied Israel was a 2,000-pound bomb.
He saved Israel.
Israel's asking him for 2,000-pound bombs.
For Israel of anyone in the world, and so they're two different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to.
I think hummus is delicious, by the way.
So how they can get Hamas like we did Bin Laden? You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas. Greatly weakened, and they
have
should be.
dessert-style hummus.
But you've got
like
to be
chocolate caramel hummus
among population centers.
I've had the dill pickle hummus.
Just going back to Ukraine for 1 second. We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent $100 billion, or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say, you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any. They were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting all. You got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because we have an ocean in between. You got to ask them. As far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian.
Face defies reality.
But they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. You're going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have, our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean, but we're ever able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? We have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead. Let Putin go in and control Ukraine and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see, but before we do that, the problem we have is that we spend all the money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically. Their economy is about the same size as the United States. And they were no cars, they don't want anything that we have, but we're supposed to take their cars, their food, their everything, their agriculture. I changed that. But the big thing I changed is they don't want to pay. And the only reason that he can play games with NATO is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this, I said, no, billions of dollars. I said, you don't pay. And he's right about it. They asked me that question. Would you guard us against Russia at a very secret meeting of the 28 states at that time, nations at that time? And they said, no, if you don't pay, I won't do that. And you know what happened? Billions and billions of dollars came flowing in the next day and the next months. But now we're in the same position. We're paying everybody's bills.
Let's turn to the issue of democracy. Former President Trump, I want to ask you about January 6, 2021. After you rallied your supporters that day, some of them stormed the Capitol to stop the constitutionally mandated counting of electoral votes. As president, you swore an oath to, quote, preserve, protect, and defend, unquote, the Constitution. What do you say to voters who believe that you violated that oath through your actions and inaction on January 6th and worry that you'll do it again?
Well, I don't think too many believe that. And let me tell you about January 6th. On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world.
Sometimes we need regulations. We don't want less regulations is not a good thing.
We're like a bunch of
that's how we have housing crises.
What happened to the United States' reputation under this man's leadership is horrible, including weaponization, which I'm sure at some point you'll be talking about, where he goes after his political opponent because he can't beat him fair and square.
You have 80 seconds left. My question was, what do you say to those voters who believe that you violated your constitutional oath through your actions and inaction on January 6, 2021?
A lot of time to answer this one.
Do it again?
Well, I didn't say that to anybody. I said peacefully and patriotically. And Nancy Pelosi, if you just watched the news from 2 days ago, on tape to her daughter, who's a documentary filmmaker, they say.
Filmmaker?
But she's saying,
filmmaker.
Oh, no, it's my responsibility. I was responsible for this. Because I offered her 10,000 soldiers or National Guard, and she turned them down. And the mayor in writing, by the way, the mayor, in writing, turned it down, the mayor of D.C.
Did he really offer soldiers?
I offered 10,000 because I could see.
Not that I'm aware of.
Virtually nothing to do. They asked me to go make a speech. I could see what was happening. Everybody was saying they're going to be there on January 6th. They're going to be there. And I said, you know what? There's a lot of people coming. You could feel it. You could feel it, too, and you could feel it. And I said, they ought to have some National Guard or whatever. And I offered it to her. And she now admits that she turned it down. And it was the same day she was, I don't know, she can't be very happy with her daughter because it made her into a liar. She said, I take full responsibility for January 6th.
President Biden?
Look, he encouraged those folks to go up on Capitol Hill, number one. I sat in the dining room off the Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching, begging, being begged by his vice president and a number of his colleagues on the Republican side as well to do something, to call for a stop, to end it. Instead, they talked about these people being patriots and great patrons of America. In fact, he says he'll now forgive them for what they've done. They've been convicted. He says he wants to commute their sentences and say that no. But he went to every single court in the nation. I don't know how many cases, scores of cases, including the Supreme Court, and they said no, this guy is responsible for doing what was done. He did do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail, and they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out. And now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that it could be a bloodbath.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
What they've done to some people that are so innocent, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
They're innocent.
Always
doing this.
The lives of so many people. When they're
all getting pardoned, by the way.
Down, many other cities. You go to Minnesota, Minneapolis, what they've done there, with the fires all over the city.
Everyone, please like the stream and send us your thoughts through Streamlabs. It's pinned right there. It's really loud because I have this turned up loud.
Seattle. I was all set to bring in the National Guard. They heard
Seattle.
That. They saw them
about to bring the National Guard into Seattle.
What he said about this whole subject is so off. Peacefully patriotic. One other thing. The Unselect Committee, which is basically two horrible Republicans that are all gone now, out of office, and Democrats, all Democrats, they destroyed and deleted all of the information they found because they found out we were right. We were right. And they deleted and destroyed all of the information. They should go to jail for that. If a Republican did that, they'd go to jail.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, I want to give you a minute.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is,
Trump's like, Trump's guilty as charged.
That's true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in.
Whoa, buffering.
Michael Buffer, Bruce Buffer.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
All those people, every one of those who were convicted, turned over desks, turned them over statues. The idea that those people are patriots, come on. When I asked him the first two debates we had, first time around, I said, will you denounce the Proud Boys? He said, no, I'll tell them to stand by. The idea he's refusing, will you denounce these guys? Will you denounce the people we're talking about now? Will you denounce the people who attacked that Capitol? What are you going to do?
I'm going to give you a minute, President Trump, for a follow-up question I have.
I love the
After a
fact
jury
Trump
convicted
decided to
you
drag
of
our
34
city first.
felonies
That's
last
always
month, you said
nice.
if reelected,
I
you
really
would,
like
quote,
that we're an
have every
anarchist
right to
zone
go
that's
after,
super
unquote,
based.
your political
God,
opponents.
Biden
You
looks
just talked
so
about
old.
Members of the select
Yeah,
committee
Biden's
on
not.
January 6th
This
going
is
to
really
jail.
bad.
Your main
Like,
political opponent is standing on stage with
people
you tonight.
see
Can you clarify
Biden. He's doing a
exactly
little
what
better
it
now,
means
but at
about
first he
feeling
seemed
you
like
have
the
every
most
right to go
feeble
after your
old
political
man.
opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this country successful again, because right now it's a failing nation.
Debates are
My
about like
retribution's going to be
vibrancy in
success.
many ways.
But when he talks about
TH is YLLBDMOSD IMP or TNTLXT on an high SD ori.
Probably numerous other times.
This will be the most important election in history.
Let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things.
I'm saying Trump says the president should get immunity, so Biden
telling
should
the Ukrainian
play
people
Minecraft with
we're gonna
Trump
want
right
$1 billion,
now.
or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that,
And then we'll test the
that's
immunity
quid pro quo.
theory.
That we're not going to do anything.
Double jeopardy.
We're not going to give you $1 billion unless you change your prosecutor having to do with the son. This man is
Puking
a
dog
criminal.
isn't winning,
This man-
guys. There's
you're
a good
lucky.
chance we're
You're
getting
lucky.
Trump
I did nothing
for 4
wrong.
more years.
We have a system that was rigged and disgusting. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you,
And
President
I
Trump.
wouldn't be
President
surprised if
Biden,
he
you
tries
have
to
said-
stay in
I'm coming
another
right to you,
term
sir.
after that.
Well, you want to respond? Go ahead. I'll give you a minute.
Just
to respond.
saying.
The idea.
Other presidents did have more than 2 terms in the
wrong
past.
Relative to what you're talking
I would
about
hope
is
if Trump got
outrageous.
4 more years, that would be the
Simply a
4
lie,
years it
number
would
one.
take for us to get
Number
our shit
two,
together.
The idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number 3, the crimes that you are still
and
charged
C?
with. And think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars
Number
do you owe in
C.
civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things? Of having
Oh, he's
sex
hitting him with
a porn
the
star
lawsuit,
on
the
night
sexual
while your wife was
misconduct
pregnant.
lawsuit.
What are you talking
Sexual
about?
assault lawsuit.
You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give you a minute, sir.
I didn't have sex with a porn star. Number 1.
Lies!
Number 2,
Dude, not
that
even
was
your
a case that was
own
started
base
and
believes
moved.
that.
They moved a high-ranking official, a DOJ, into the Manhattan DA's office to start
He
that
absolutely
case.
did.
That case is going to be appealed and won. We had a very
that's the
terrible
one thing I
judge,
would
a
definitely
horrible
not
judge, Democrat.
deny if
The
they were lying
prosecutor
about me.
were all
I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'll be
appointed
porn
people,
boning them.
and
He
both were
verifiably
civil
did that. I
and
can't believe
criminal.
he lies
He
about that.
basically
He was
went
paying
after
her
his
to keep her
political
mouth shut
opponent
about
because
it.
he thought it was going to damage me. But when the public found out about these cases, because they understand it better than he does, he has no idea what these cases are. But when they found out about these cases, you know what they did? My poll numbers went up, way up. You know that because you're reporting it. And we took in more money in the last 2 weeks than we've ever taken in the history of any campaign. I don't think any campaign has ever taken. Hundreds of millions of dollars came pouring in because the public knows it's a scam and it's a guy that's after his political opponent because he can't win fair and square.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, quote, Donald Trump and his MAGA Republicans are determined to destroy American democracy. Do you believe that the tens of millions of Americans who are likely to vote for President Trump will be voting against American democracy?
The more they know about what he's done, yes. The more they know about what he's done. And there's a lot more coming. He's got a lot of cases down the road coming around. He's got a whole range of issues he has to face. I don't know what the juries will do, but I do know he has a real problem. And so the fact that
Joe's running out of breath.
Did you hear any president say that I'm going to seek retribution? Do you ever hear any president say that I thought Hitler had some good ideas? What
I
got
just
me
heard you
involved
say
in
it.
running for president after my son died, I decided in Iraq, because of Iraq, I said I wasn't going to run again until I
He just
saw what
keeps
happened in
repeating.
Charlottesville, Virginia. People coming out of the woods carrying swastikas on torches, and singing the same anti-Semitic bile they sang when back in Germany. And the young woman got killed. They spoke to the mother, and they asked him. They said, "What do you think of those people? The ones who got killed, the one who tried to stop it, and the ones," he said, "I think they're fine people on both sides." What American president would ever say Nazis coming out of fields carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas were fine people? And this is the guy who says Hitler's done some good things. I'd like to know what they are.
What president in history?
He thinks Hitler's done. That's what he
A
said.
lot of them back
This
before
guy
the
has no sense of American
50s.
President Trump.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out. because when you see the sentence, it said 100% exoneration on this. So he just keeps it going. He says he ran because of Charlottesville. He didn't run because of Charlottesville. He ran because it was his last chance.
Biden's mouth has been hanging open for most of this debate.
You know it, and I know it. It's ridiculous. We have a debate. We're trying to justify his presidency. His presidency, he's without question the worst presidency in the history of our country. We shouldn't be having a debate about it. There's nothing to do.
What happened if they started fighting?
The Charlottesville story.
That's
Would
not
Secret
gonna
Service have to tear them
all
apart?
over the place.
Of course.
Every anchor every reasonable anchor.
There's no way
has
that would be
debunked
allowed
it.
to happen.
And just the other day, it came out where it was fully debunked.
If they put Biden in a robe and some
nonsense
slippers,
story. He knows
he
that,
would look
and he
just
didn't run
like the
because of
dementia
Charlottesville. He used
patient that
as an
they're
excuse for
showing
him.
on the news to announce
President Biden?
that they're
Debunked.
missing right
It
now.
happened.
Yeah.
All you have to do is listen to what was said at the time. And the idea that somehow that's the only reason I ran. I ran because I was worried a guy like this guy could get elected. If he thought they were good people coming out of that
Walter
that
Smith
forest,
escaped
carrying
yesterday
those
from his
woods,
children's
carrying those torches,
home.
then he didn't deserve to be
about to have
president.
silver
Didn't
alert.
deserve to be president at all. And the idea that he's talking about all this being fabricated, we saw with our own eyes.
He was walking to the ice cream parlor to get some chocolate chip ice cream.
We saw people occupying his own vice president. Look, there's a reason why 40 of his 44 top cabinet officers refused to endorse him this time. His vice president hasn't endorsed him this time. So why? Why? They know him well. They serve with him. Why are they not endorsing him?
Thank you, President Biden. We're going to be right back with more from the CNN.
All right,
presidential
commercial break.
Oi, oi, oi.
Commercial break at this time.
I was kind of hoping we would get coked up Biden.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I've been playing around with music AI, and I had it make a really dumb reggae song.
About the debates?
No, it's literally, I was like, I'm going to make a reggae song about smoking weed. And it just made a reggae. Yeah, imagine. Yeah.
Did they have good weed lyrics?
I made the weed lyrics, but they're really dumb. Hold on, I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you.
Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey. Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey. I wanna get
every time you
loopy.
come.
I wanna smoke a doobie, wanna breathe in the smoke and make me feel loopy. Wanna feel that feeling every time we can. Oh, y'all know I'm the doobie man. Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey. Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey. I wanna get loopy, I wanna smoke a doobie. Wanna breathe in the smoke and make me feel loopy. Wanna feel that feeling every time we can. Oh, y'all know I'm the doobie man. Boy, I wanna get loopy, I wanna smoke a doobie. Wanna breathe in the smoke and make me feel loopy. Wanna feel that feeling every time we can.
I only wrote like one verse and then looped it.
I'm the doobie man.
So I put a solo in.
Doobie man?
Smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey.
Let's see. They're still not back. So
Smoke a doobie every time you come.
we're waiting for the debate to come back. You can specify like so much on this. It's crazy. I was like psychedelic style guitar solo. I also put organs in, like reggae style organs. And I said slow, mellow reggae upstrokes, guitar upstrokes.
Boy, I wanna get loopy, I wanna smoke a doobie. Wanna breathe in the smoke and make me feel loopy. Wanna feel that feeling every time we can. Oh, y'all know I'm the doobie man. Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey. Smoke a doobie man, smoke a doobie every time you come. Hey, hey, hey.
It's so good, dude. I can't take credit for it. I just came up with like a general framework for it.
Mr. Borden wants to know what's a doobie.
Yeah, you know, I've been asked that before. And then it plays the fucking police at the end.
Nice.
I did not
Smoke a
tell it to
doobie,
do
man.
that.
I wanna get loopy. I wanna smoke a
Oh, is it
doobie.
still
Wanna
going?
breathe in the
Oh, yeah.
smoke and make
This is
me
the
feel
second
loopy.
version they
Wanna
make,
feel
or-
that feeling every time we can. Oh, y'all know I'm the doobie man.
No, I think it's
doobie man.
I think it's just like going back into it.
Oh.
But I would probably end it where we thought it ended. There
When I
are
was
two
using it, they did like 2 versions of the same song.
I have 2 versions. Oh shit, the debate is back. I have 2 versions, but this is from the original. It's the same file. They create 2 files. So they just go, it goes on for like 3 minutes. It's like a 3
the doobie man.
Yeah.
Black unemployment dropped to a record low under your presidency. Black families still earn far less than white families. Black mothers are still 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. And Black Americans are imprisoned at 5 times the rate of white Americans. What do you say to Black voters who are disappointed that you haven't made more progress?
They acknowledge they made a lot of progress, number one. The fact of the matter is there's more small Black businesses that have been started than any time in history. Number 2, the wages of Black unemployment is the lowest level it's been in a long, long time. Number 3, we're providing housing for Black Americans.
It's almost like I forget. And then I hear them again, and I'm like, oh, shit.
These corporations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that Black families have to make relative to child care is incredibly difficult. When we did the first major piece of legislation in the past, I was able to reduce Black child care costs. I cut them in half.
How do you know down to like the
We gotta make
race
sure we
of the
provide for
person
childcare
that's
costs.
getting the
Gotta
child
make sure,
care?
because
Like,
when
what
we
is
provide
this?
those child care
Well, don't they
protections,
sign up for
increase economic growth because more people can be in
benefits
the
from
job market?
the government,
So
and then
Do
put
you
their
have
race
to
in the
give
box?
your race when you sign up for that?
They ask for it, yeah. So I don't know if you have to, but they
I don't
ask
think
for
you
it.
have to. I don't think you
49
ever have
seconds
to
left.
answer that, but I could be
What do
wrong.
you say to Black voters who are disappointed with the progress so far?
I
think they get more benefits if they are Black, right?
Still hurting them badly.
I don't necessarily
For example,
think so, but I don't know.
The idea that any Black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home, so they can get started. I made sure that we're in a situation where all those Black families and those Black individuals who had to take out student loans that were ballooning, that if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having to do with volunteerism, if they paid their bills for 10 years on their student debt, all the rest was forgiven after 10 years. Millions have benefited from that. And we're going to do a whole lot more for Black families.
Thank you, President Trump.
And he caused the inflation. He's blaming inflation. And
He
he's right,
revved
it's
up
been
his
very bad.
inflation machine.
He caused the inflation, and it's killing Black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. It's killing
top of
people.
Biden's
They
head
can't
looks like
buy
Trumpster Bob's
groceries
face.
anymore. They can't. You
He's
look
almost
at
got
the cost
like
of food.
Cyrus
He's got some
head.
spots up
tripled,
there, yeah.
quadrupled. They can't live. They're not living anymore. He caused this inflation. I gave him a country with essentially no inflation. It was perfect. It was so good. All he had to do is leave it alone. He destroyed it with his Green New scam and all this money that's being thrown out the window. He caused inflation. As sure as you're sitting there, the fact is that his big kill on the Black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking Black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking Black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
Thank you. President Biden?
There was no inflation when I became president. You know why? The economy was flat on its back. 15% unemployment. He decimated the economy, absolutely decimated the economy. That's why there was no inflation at the time. There were no jobs. We provided thousands of millions of jobs for individuals who are in all communities, including minority
Sounds like he's going to cry.
We made sure that they have health insurance. We have covered, the ACA has increased. I made sure that they're $8,000 per person in a family to get written off for health care. But this guy wants to eliminate that. They've tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA again, and they're going to try again if they win. You find ourselves in a position where the idea that we're not doing any. We put more police on the street than any administration has. He wants to cut the cops. We're providing for equity and making sure
Trump wants to cut the cops?
He wants to cut them.
There's a lot going on.
He wants to cut them with a shiv.
I thought when Biden was running, part of the Democratic platform was they wanted less police.
Thank you. Another persistent challenge is the climate crisis. 2023 was the hottest year in recorded history, and communities across the country are confronting the devastating effects of extreme heat, intensifying wildfires, stronger hurricanes, and rising sea levels.
An
Former
$8
President
machete.
Trump, you've vowed to end your opponent's climate initiatives, but will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
Well, let me just go back to what he said about the police, how close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state is supporting Donald J. Trump. Almost every police group. And what he's done to the black population is horrible, including the fact that for 10 years he called them super predators. We can't, in the 1990s, we can't forget that. Super predators was his name. And he called it to them for 10, and they've taken great offense.
Yeah, that thing that you said, Biden, you don't remember that?
What I did for
How
criminal
convenient.
justice reform and for the historically black
Super's a
colleges
good
and
thing.
universities where I funded them and got them all funded. And the
Why are you
opportunity
focusing on the
zones
bad part of
with
that?
Tim, as you know, Tim
He
Scott
thinks they're
was
super.
incredible. He did a great job. Great senator from South Carolina. He came to me with the idea, and it was a great idea. It's one of the most successful economic development acts ever in the country, opportunity zones. And the biggest
Biden,
beneficiary
in his
are
early
blacks, and
days,
that's why
got
we have
fucked
the best
on
numbers with
for
them in
plagiarism.
maybe ever. They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever, the best numbers.
He could use
He's
some
lost
plagiarism tonight.
Much of the black population, because he's done a horrible job for black people. He's also done a horrible job for Hispanics. But wait till you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started, and you haven't seen anything yet. It's a disaster.
You've 38 seconds left. President Trump, will you take any action as president to slow the climate crisis?
So I want absolutely immaculate clean water, and I want absolutely clean air.
Are we
idea?
Yeah, but we're back, or we'll be back soon, I believe.
The most extensive.
Yeah, we're back.
Most extensive climate change legislation in history.
Just a hiccup.
We find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges. I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs, historic black universities and colleges, because they don't have those. They don't have the kind of contributors that they have to build these laboratories and the like. Any black student is capable in college of doing any white student can do. They just have the money, but now they'll be able to get those jobs in high tech. We're in a situation where the idea that he is claiming to have done something that had the cleanest water, he hadn't done a damn thing for the environment. Out of the Paris Peace Accord, Climate Accord, I immediately joined it, because if we reach 1.5
I'll be right
degrees
back.
Celsius
I'm gonna do a
at any
pee-pee.
one point, where there's no way back. The only existential threat to humanity is climate change.
Everybody,
And he
please
didn't do a
like
damn
the
thing about it.
stream.
He wants them to
Please
do all the
like
work
the
done.
stream.
The Paris Accord was going to cost us $1 trillion, and China nothing, and Russia nothing, and India nothing. It was a ripoff of the United States. And I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money, because they treat us horribly. We were the only ones. It was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it. And it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before, insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs, because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage. I guarantee you that. And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying
He's got the
our
biggest
country.
heart.
They're taking over our schools, our hospitals, and they're going to be taking over Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
The idea is that we, in fact, we were the only ones of consequence who were not members of the Paris Accord. How can we do anything? We're not able to. The United States can't get its pollution under control. One of the largest polluters in the world, number one. We're making significant progress. By 2035, we will have cut pollution in half. We have made significant progress, and we're continuing to make progress. We set up a climate corps for thousands of young people who will learn how to deal with climate, just like the Peace Corps. And we're going to we're moving in directions that are going to significantly change the elements of cause of pollution. But the idea that he claims that he has the biggest heart up here and he's really concerned about pollution and about climate, I've not seen any indication of that. And by the way, with regard to prescription drugs, one company agreed that they would reduce the price to $35, which I was calling for, one, voluntarily. I made sure every company in the world, every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay.
Thank you.
And by the way,
so every day, millions of Americans struggle just to make ends meet. For many older Americans, Social Security provides a critical lifeline. President Biden, if nothing is done to Social Security, seniors will see their benefits cut in just over 10 years.
I'm going to run a bio
tonight
break now.
One specific step that you're willing to take to keep Social Security solvent?
yes, make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share. Right now, everybody making under $170,000 6% of their income, of their paycheck, every single time they get a paycheck from the time the first one they get when they're 18 years old. The idea that they're going to, I've been proposing that everybody, they pay, the millionaires.
Oh,
1%,
God.
1%. So no one after,
another disc
the
error.
Cost of Social Security for anybody under $400,000. After that, I began to make the wealthy begin to pay their fair share by increasing from 1% beyond to be able to guarantee the program for life.
So you still have 82 seconds left. Are there any other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent. But the biggest thing I'll do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security. He's wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare, both times. And that's what, and if you look at the program put forward by the House Republican caucus that he, I believe, supports, is in fact want to cut it as well. The idea that we don't need to protect our seniors is ridiculous. And by the way, the American public has greater health care coverage today than ever before. And on the ACA, as I said, you're in a circumstance where 400,000 people, 40 million people would not have insurance because they have a pre-existing condition. Only thing that allows them to have that insurance is the fact that they, in fact, are part of the ACA. And by the way, the other thing is, we're in a situation where I talk about education for black communities. I've raised the amount of money for Pell Grants by another $8,000. So anybody making under $70,000 a year is going to be able to get $15,000 toward their tuition. He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years.
He's been in the
anybody lie like this guy.
Like in the political world for far too long. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of both of them.
So many other things too. And we mentioned the laptop. We mentioned Russia, Ukraine. Everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The losers and suckers story that he made up is a total lie on the military. It's a disgrace. But Social Security, he's destroying it. Because millions of people are pouring into our country, and they're putting them onto Social Security, they're putting them onto Medicare, Medicaid, they're putting them in our hospitals.
Biden just
they're
looks
taking the place
dumbfounded.
of our citizens. What they're doing to the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable. Our veterans are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury hotels. He doesn't know what he's doing, and it's really coming back. I've never seen such anger in our country before.
President Biden?
The idea that veterans are not being taken care of, I told you before. And by the way, when I said suckers and losers, he acknowledged after that he fired that general. That general got fired because he's the one that acknowledged that that's what he said. He was the one standing with Trump when he said it, number one. Number two, the idea that we're going to be in a situation where all these millions and millions, the way he talks about it, illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have the fastest growing economy in the world, the reason why we have the most successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world. And by the way, those 15 Nobel laureates he talked about being phony, those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if Trump is reelected, we're likely to have a recession and inflation is going to increasingly go up. And by the way, worst president in history, 159 presidential scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child care, which many American families struggle to afford. President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue, but the average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000 a year per child. For many families, the cost of child care for 2 children is more than their rent. In your second term, what would you do to make child care more affordable?
Just to go back, the general got fired because he was no good. And if he said that, that's
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very
19
special
people that said I
guest
didn't
joining
say it,
us
and they're
right
very
now.
highly respected, much more so than him.
It's
The other
Dusty
thing
the
is,
cockatiel.
He doesn't fire
shit.
people.
That's not what I wanted.
He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot
There
of
we
the
go.
top people
Dusty the
at the
cockatiel.
FBI, drained the swamp. They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him. This guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show.
He should have fired all the military. Fire the military.
He didn't fire. Did you fire anybody? Did you fire anybody that's on the border?
Did you use my catchphrase, "You're fired"?
In the history of the world, did anybody get fired for allowing 18 million people, many from prisons, many from mental institutions? Did you fire anybody that allowed our country to be destroyed? Joe, our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said about me because I said it. But look, he's the worst president in the history of our country. He's destroyed our country. Now all of a sudden
They're
he's trying
both
to get
calling
a
each
little
other
tuck
the
from
worst
border.
president in
came out
history.
with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit, like this much. It's insignificant. He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance, of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of
Are we?
America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We have the finest military in the history of the world, the finest in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody, number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about worst presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up or go online. 159 or 58, don't hold me the exact number, presidential historians.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like the stream. Give us a big stream. And also, we're trying to meet our weekly goal, and we're pretty far away from it right now.
Of American history.
And this
That's
is
a fact.
the
That's
third show, or the second show of the
You
week.
can argue they're wrong,
So
but
if you
that's
guys
what
could
they
throw us a
voted.
couple bucks,
The
start a
idea
tip
that he
train,
is no
please.
doing anything
Help
to
me.
deal
Help
with
us out.
child care. He did for virtually nothing to child care. We should
Trump seems
significantly
more
increase the
vibrant
child care
in
tax
this.
credit. We should significantly increase the availability.
He just
of
does.
Women and men.
I don't like him. I think he's a
single parents to
jerk
be
and
able to go back to
everything,
work.
but he does
And
seem
we
more
should
vibrant
encourage
here.
businesses to have.
Thank you, President
child care
Biden.
facilities.
President Trump, the question was about what would you do to make child care more affordable, if you want to take your minute.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me, I'll show you, I will show you. And they rate me one of the best, okay? And
I win by a lot.
4 years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us.
Yeah.
Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes.
He is. He's
by
a very
4
beautiful
times.
bird.
He wants
Thank
to
you
raise
for
everybody's
joining us,
taxes
Dusty,
by
and
4
Dusty's
times.
owner.
He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire, so everybody, including the two of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before.
By a
All my
lot.
life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about. He's increased the tariff. He will increase the taxes on middle class people. I said I'd never raise a tax upon anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country, you know what?
He's holding his eyes so wide open right now. Joe Biden's eyes are just insanely huge right now.
Because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things.
You can tell where he's gotten Botox and shit.
Number two, he's in a situation where he talks about how he is not raised. He somehow helped the middle class. Middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years, which is going to fundamentally bankrupt the country. You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up.
People just love it. What can you say?
Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy. We have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He's
a Manchurian candidate.
So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries, and there was more to come. But he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs.
Well, if he loves all these tariffs, why didn't he do more of them then?
He's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country, in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border.
Hey, Ben.
Yes.
It started to increase.
If
we got
you
great
could
equipment.
kiss
We bought this.
one member of the band Kiss, which one would you kiss?
Oh, God. I don't know. I guess if I had to do one of them, I don't know. Paul Stanley? He's the only one whose name I can think of right now.
The gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways.
You know who I would kiss?
Who?
Tommy Thayer.
Oh, one of the other members that wasn't like one of the originals.
At numbers that
I
nobody's ever
just
seen.
feel like, you know, if I had a decision to make, that I could make a choice, I want to kiss a member of Kiss that nobody gives a shit about.
Trump, thank you, President Biden.
Good idea.
And the byproduct
Dusty
fentanyl went
agrees.
down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl, these big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs, more numbers of agents, more numbers of all the people at the border. And when we had that deal done, he called his Republican colleagues, said, "Don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically." No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl. And Mexico is working with us to make sure they don't have the technology to be able to put it together. That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now struggling to get the treatment they need.
Well, this does pertain to it. He ended Remain in Mexico. He ended catch and release. I made it catch and release in Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done, hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage. We always pay $6 billion for a hostage. Every time we say it's a hostage.
$6 billion?
Now we have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter. I think a good guy. And he's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars for the reporter.
Yeah, Trump always maintains Putin will listen to what he says.
As soon as I take office, before I take office, I said by literally as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago. But Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time. We had 2 cases. We paid $6 billion for 5 people. I got 58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Essentially.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
Let's turn to concerns that voters have about each of you. President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look, I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought an awful lot of people. Well, the whole idea of computer chips. We used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and to bring home a product. So I went.
Oh no, Dusty flew away.
I convinced Samsung to invest billions of dollars here in the United States, and guess what? Those fabs they call to build these chips. Those fabs pay over $100,000. You don't need a college degree for them, and there's billions. About $40 billion.
You should put the Dusty video over the CNN logo.
In the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
No one can
President
see
Biden,
the
you have
CNN
40
logo.
seconds left. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow we are this failing country.
I just can't read the question now.
Oh, I see.
With the end of the world, name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States of America for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world. We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us. All of our allies and those who he coddles up to, from Kim Jong-un, we sent love letters to, and Putin, etc. They don't.
You sent love letters to Kim Jong-un?
Thank you. Former President Trump,
they're buddies.
To follow up, you
Well,
would
they
be
were.
82 at the end
I think they were
of your
just
second
tweets.
term.
He probably slid into
What
his
do you say to
DMs.
voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them. Both
He
of them,
aced the cognitive
we made it
tests.
public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood. Dad, I'm in very good
I have
health.
wood.
Just won
I'm the
2
best
club
about wood. I know
championships, not
about
even
wood.
Senior. 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
If you want to give head, you vote red. But if you want to eat poo, you vote blue. But if you want to suck a busty, you vote dusty.
As good a shape
Let's vote
as
Dusty.
I was,
Get those
years ago. I
busty
feel very good. I
suckles.
feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they'd never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 23 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Can you do it?
That's the biggest lie that he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Wait, how is it 8?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Okay, let's move on next.
Yeah, now they have to have a golf match now. The next debate should just be a round of golf.
That would be awesome.
It'd probably be one of the most watched golf matches ever. Because people who don't give a shit about golf would watch it.
Regardless of who wins. And you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable.
Well, I shouldn't have to
I don't
say
know if
that, but
Biden
of
could
course I
carry his
believe
own
that.
golf bag
It's
18
totally
holes.
Unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, And also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent because he indicted me because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III. And we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these
President
Putin,
Xi.
They don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all, and required response. The idea.
Biden looks like an old man telling a ghost story right now.
Major leader in the world.
He should have a flashlight up to his face.
The job I've done and what they've done. Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful peace. Because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because our own safety is at stake. And again, you want to have a war, just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv, make sure they move on, see what happens in Poland, Hungary, and other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might.
Oh, okay.
Russia. They took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it.
Took land from Biden?
What's games with me? He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew
presidency,
not to play
they
games.
took land, I guess?
Not from him. They're talking about
but it was
former...
he's talking about the land was taken under the Biden presidency.
Sure, but he worded it weird. He was saying he made it sound like they took land from Obama and from Biden.
He's going to take Ukraine.
But they took their former Soviet territory
would you do this with,
back, like Crimea and that kind of shit.
Right now with Ukraine and Russia.
And he's saying under his presidential reign, they didn't take any of the
I
land.
will never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities.
Isn't Dusty just a beautiful bird?
I wouldn't say just a beautiful bird, but he's definitely a beautiful bird. There's a lot of things.
The question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who
He's a
wins?
fine,
yes or no, please.
feathered friend.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these. But
he's
the fraud
wings beneath my wind.
Else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these.
He won't answer it.
But
there's always going to be an if.
Absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy.
Literally
to be
never
else,
stopped
in a nice
running.
Location someplace.
It's true.
And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Well, let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, state or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea if you lose again,
Come on,
you're
man.
accepting anything, you can't stand the loss.
Be
Something's
tough like
happened
corn
when you
pop.
lost last time.
We'll be right back.
Trump
All
never stood up
right.
for corn
CNN
pop.
All right. I'll play another. I tried to do. I tried to make like a typo negative sounding song, too. Like gothic metal rock kind of shit
with Peter Steele.
I tried really hard to make the singer sound like it. I did very, very deep vocals, is what I said. It's not exactly what I wanted. This part's kind of weird. And I did not write these lyrics. They were auto-generated.
Oh, I was like, did you write these, man?
No.
Because these sound like you're coming out of the closet.
I like the doobie doobie man. Like I wrote that like really easy. Yeah.
The doobie doobie man was catchy.
Yeah.
This makes me want to be like Grinder House Dungeon.
Here comes the hook.
Gay.
It sounds like typo negative this part.
Till the lights are friends, sunset.
This is Goffs.
We chase and scream till the morning light ends our night. Shadows stretch across.
And then I did this one. This is like almost like it sounds like Bad Religion.
In the morning light, feel the breeze on skin, feelings ready for fight. Mountains call the name, stars flicker in the night.
All right, and then I did. Oh, I wanted like '90s ska, like ska punk from the '90s.
Rain falling on my face, wearing cold in the space. Gray clouds up in the sky, but I'm not asking why. Got my boots on road splash, dancing in the waves of fast. Water pouring from my fall, feeling like I'm in Rome. Rainy day,
Dude, where's my car?
life's a splash of people, lost in the drizzle gleaming. Raindrops
It's not auto-tuned, it's AI.
Under midnight city lights, stars above shining bright. Street glows a dying sight. We dance away the night. Hear the cars rolling by.
Oh yeah, I wanted this to sound like glam metal, like 80s glam metal.
Walking on the stars tonight, glowing in the city light. Hold your hand and feel so right. Oh, the world is out of sight. Whispers in the cool night air.
All right, here we
Dancing
go.
like we just don't care.
It's back. I need to stop this.
Magic moment.
All right. All right. Jake Tapper back.
Beautiful bird. Beautiful
We've
bird.
made significant progress.
Dusty's owner. Were you messaging me on Facebook today for help, or did your account get hacked?
No, my
Find ourselves in a
account got hacked.
situation where,
Block
number
that
one,
account. If that
we have
message
to
you,
make sure
block
that
that
we have
account.
fair
I got
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. I told him to Venmo me $500.
Debate. Do you think the tax system is fair? The fact is that I said nobody even making under $400,000 had a single penny increase in their taxes, and will not. And if I'm reelected, that'll be the case again. But This guy.
There is an AI
increased
Trump
your
and Biden
taxes
debate on
because of the
Twitch.
deficit.
That's like
Number
24
one,
hours a
He's
day.
increased inflation because of the debacle he left after the way he handled the pandemic. And he finds himself in a position where he now wants to tax you more by putting a 10% tariff on everything that comes into the United States of America. What I did, when, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what? We got it down to $35 for insulin instead of $400. No more than $2,000 for every senior, no matter how much prescription they need. You know what that did? That reduced the federal debt by $160 billion over 10 years.
This sucks. This hurts.
Doesn't have to pay the exorbitant prices. I'm going to make that available to every senior all along. It's happening now.
You're going to get some yourself,
everybody
Biden?
in America. He wants to get rid of that. I'm going to make sure that we have child care. We're going to significantly increase the credit people have for child care. I'm going to make sure we do something about what we're doing on lead pipes and all the things that are
lead pipes is going to fight corn pop?
People across the country. We're going to continue to fight to bring down inflation and give people a break.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax. But he doesn't do anything. All he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in.
Millions and millions.
Our military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran, including China, they couldn't do business with the United States. They all passed. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, for terror, no money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He talks about all this stuff, but he didn't do it. For 3.5 years, we're living in hell. We have the Palestinians and we have everybody else rioting all over the place. You talk about Charlottesville. This is 100 times Charlottesville, 1,000 times. The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president, and they don't respect you throughout the world. What we did was incredible. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs, but he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done, nobody's ever.
Regulations are the problem,
even
guys.
From a medical standpoint, right?
Those are the problem.
You can try space-age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible. Choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things, we're in a failing nation, but it's not going to be failing anymore. We're going to make it great again.
Oh, God.
Thank you, former President Trump.
Great.
President Biden, stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson Cooper and Aaron Burnett starts now on CNN.
That was the end of the debate?
Yeah, apparently.
Crap.
Time for Biden's nap. Probably both of them. They're probably both pretty tuckered out.
I wonder how RJK's debate went. I guess he was simulcasting and answering all the questions that they got asked.
I mean, he doesn't stand a chance, so it doesn't even really matter.
Former president.
Okay.
I imagine it sounded pretty interesting.
His voice is pretty messed up. Quite
it's messed up. It's a very interesting sound. I think I would have enjoyed listening to him more than Tired Biden.
I don't know about that.
Stumbling Biden. I don't know. I wish Biden would have had some. There was like a couple of points where I thought Biden was throwing some heaters, and I really want that presidential golf tournament like so bad.
Yeah, that would be great.
So good.
Yeah, just one round of golf, like a full 18 holes, and they got to carry their own bags. I don't know.
That would be great.
Beautiful bird.
Beautiful bird.
Beautiful.
Here's this Hulk Hogan thing. Hulk Hogan, he got interviewed.
Snap.
It was really just to plug his beer. He has a beer coming out.
Ooh, I kind of want to drink Hulk Hogan's beer.
Check it out.
Joining us now is Hulk Hogan, wrestling legend in the WWE Hall of Fame and co-founder of Real American Beer. Great to have you on the show. Really appreciate it. We're going to talk about the beer in a moment, but you have hinted again recently at entering the political ring. You supported Obama in 2008, Romney in the next election. Who's your pick between Trump and Biden?
Brother, the crazier it sounds, the more it sounds logical. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just wanting somebody to straighten out the gas prices, the food prices, our nation's security. I want peace in the Middle East. I just want somebody with common sense that knows right from wrong, brother. That's who I want to be president.
Well, between those two?
Brother, you know, I don't know. Probably have to put myself in there somewhere. You know, I can't pick. I can't pick right now. The debate, that's going to be the tell-all.
The 2020 debates, as you mentioned, sometimes felt like WWE trash talking. Tomorrow night's debate includes rules like the candidates' mics being muted when the other's speaking. You think?
By the way, this is Hogan sitting in his memorabilia store, and if you go in there, you can pay money to get a picture taken with one of the belts on the wall. That's like one of the things they do there.
Debates in politics are becoming more like pro wrestling?
Well, there's so many rules and restrictions. It's not like pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is pretty much wide open and organic. Anything goes. I mean, you know, talking about the deck stacked against you, and you've got rules where you can't talk and comment and have an organic, rapport back and forth.
What?
Well, I mean, you know, he's got a daughter, Brooke Hogan, right? Everyone knows
right.
Brooke Hogan. She's like really, really gorgeous and hot, but like in the face, she looks exactly like her dad.
She does look like him, yeah.
Know, you look at this gorgeous woman, and you're kind of like getting off, but then you realize that she looks like her dad exactly in the face, and it's like really creepy and weird.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to fuck girls' dads through them.
Okay.
I think it limits, you know, their personalities and their thought process. So I just would like to see, you know, more organic and more candor, you know, and let these guys go at it a little bit.
You've had to field a lot of questions over the course of your career regarding juicing in pro wrestling, right? Yeah. Donald Trump has said that Joe Biden will be, quote, jacked up during the debate. He's demanding a drug test. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, Joe's a little laid back. You know, sometimes he'll have the Joe moments where he'll space out and, you know, you can basically describe America in one word, you know, and then he won't really say the word. But I've seen him, you know, when he was addressing Congress and stuff, you know, the union address where he was on point. So it's going to be interesting. You know, I know he's taken a whole week to get ready, and Donald Trump's running around hitting all the breakfast places and, you know, tipping everybody. So I just don't know. I just really hope
Hogan wanted a tip
on his game. I hope he's leaning forward, not rocking back on his heels. I hope Trump's doing the same thing. I just want the best man to win.
Hulk, I'm reading between the lines, and it kind of sounds like you might be a Trump supporter.
Well, you know what? I'm for the guy that's going to straighten this country out, man. Whoever that person is.
He won't say it.
I mean, it could be The Rock or Jesse Ventura, or it could be anybody at this point.
I don't know. Jesse Ventura's not a big Hulk Hogan fan.
Hogan would vote for Jesse if Jesse was running.
Wow.
I'm looking for that truth teller to come in and straighten this country out.
Is that going to be you at some point?
Hey, you never know. I'd make a great vice president, brother, because I do have common sense. I do know right from wrong. I just think a flat tax would be a fair play for everybody.
I don't care what party Hogan ran for. I would vote for Hulk Hogan any day of the week.
Really?
Any day of the week.
Oh, my God.
Any day.
If I was the VP, and then all of a sudden I rolled right into that top spot,
I would not.
4 years later, you'd get you'd get 12 good years out of me. And then all of a sudden, we would really be on track.
Who doesn't want 12 good years of Hulk Hogan?
Man.
Yeah, 4 years as a vice, 2 years as a prez.
Now, speaking of age, you turned 70 last summer. You retired from that is impressive right there. Come on.
He's
Biden
still
and Trump
juicing.
can't do that.
He's still juicing, right? I mean, he's like in his 70s.
Hell yeah.
God.
I want free HGH for all the high schoolers.
Come on, man. You're 70.
Come on, man.
That's good.
Man.
That's
you got
good.
to train every day, brother. When you train 2 hours every single day for the last 55 years, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Tyson's turning 58 this week. He's scheduled to fight Jake Paul in November. What do you make of that?
It was supposed to be next month.
Decision.
Yeah.
Well, I've talked to both of them. Tyson, is tired of all the back talk, and he doesn't even want an exhibition. He wants to go full-blown killer. And when I was down at the Formula races in Miami, I talked to Paul.
Did you guys think during Hogan's sex tape that every time he thrust he says brother?
Oh, brother.
That's hot.
At the end of the day, he said he's going out to knock Mike out. So it's going to be really crazy because they both have skills, and you just never know in there. One good shot can end the day.
You worried about Tyson because of his age?
I'm not really worried about him. He's mean as a junkyard dog. I'm not worried about him. He's got that killer instinct, that look in his eye. So if he gets there, it could be a tough night for Jake Paul.
All right, let's talk beer.
Than a junkyard dog.
A new venture called Real American Beer. Why did you start it? And I presume you will not be getting influencers to do a Bud Light promotional effort on TikTok?
Well, the funny thing is, brother, I was at a convention, and when I shake hands, I like to engage and look people in the eye and say, thanks for being a fan. How long have you been a fan? And where'd you grow up?
That graphic, that was owned by WWF at some point, because it was like the logo for, I think, one of the WrestleManias. Let me see.
Spend some time with each wrestling fan, and also read the name tags. And this gentleman had Vice President of Pabst Blue Ribbon. First thing I said, man, my dad used to drink that beer. And the gentleman said, well, have you ever thought about endorsing?
Yep, it's the graphic for WrestleMania 7.
An alcohol product. And I said, not until recently, because I saw the Bud Light campaign, their marketing plan.
I think he fought Sergeant Slaughter, maybe.
Was that the one where Sergeant Slaughter turned on America?
I believe so.
Was getting death threats?
Yeah.
And burned horribly. And I said, there's this open lane. It's Middle America, NASCAR, wrestling, country, western, mom, apple pie, Purple Mountain's Majesty. There's an open lane for the beer that America's been waiting for. And I said, I got this crazy idea that if we could just sit down and communicate.
It's made by Pabst, is what he's saying, right?
It looks like it is, but yeah, he did.
So Rainier
said that.
Yeah, so it's like Rainier. They're all like sister beers.
We're more alike than we are different. We really are. And sometimes in the wrestling business, instead of fighting in the ring, it's nice to sit back and have a beer and talk things out. Much better than going in the ring and fighting. So I just figure this is bigger than politics. Way bigger than politics, because the Democrats and Republicans, they don't even talk. They don't communicate. So it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat, what's your sexual preferences, doesn't matter race, color, or creed, where you're from. I have a beer, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer, that's going to bring America back together one beer at a time. Because with that beer, we can have a conversation. And that's the idea.
And I assume it's good.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right. Got to make sure. I figured I got to ask that question. All right. Final question for you. I want to play a piece of sound of you in Rocky 3, and then I got a question.
Okay.
Listen, after the match, how about we get a Polaroid together, okay?
You're in trouble, man. I'm going to break him in half like this. Blast off, meatball!
Yeah.
Great scene. I read somewhere that almost cost you your wrestling career. Is that true?
Well, I got fired for doing that movie. I was actually working for Vince McMahon Sr., and not too many people know Vince McMahon Sr., but I was working for him in 1977 and 78, and all of a sudden I got a call from Stallone. I'd seen Rocky 1 and Rocky 2, and Stallone was like 700 feet tall in the American public's eyes. And I said, man, if I could just be a janitor in one of those movies. I told my girlfriend at the time I'd love to be in a movie. Push comes to shove, I get this message from Stallone I told Vince McMahon Sr., man, I'm going to be Thunderlips, the Ultimate Male in the Rocky III movie. And Vince McMahon Sr. said, if you go do that movie, you're fired and you'll never work here again. I went, what? They didn't want us. The mindset, the barbaric mindset in the 70s was no acting, no movies, no TV. They wanted you just to be a wrestler.
After drinking a case of the Hoaxster's beer, I'm leg dropping people, brother.
Brother, yes.
I think that's acceptable.
It's like the Popeye spinach of beers.
And did the movie and I got fired. And all of a sudden I spent like 3 years in Japan, 3 years in Minnesota. And then Vince McMahon Jr., his son, came to me with this idea. He goes, oh my gosh, Hulk Hogan, you're on fire. With you coming back to New York, we could take over the whole world. So that's what happened. I went back to work there and we changed the whole wrestling business.
Great story. Hulk Hogan, good luck with the beer. Let's see those pipes one more time as we go to we say goodbye.
Brother.
There we go.
Hulk Hogan and Dan Abrams. Team it up. Hulk Hogan and Dan Abrams and Real American Beer. What you gonna do when Hulk, Dan, and Real American Beer run wild on you?
Sir, good to see you.
Thank you, brother. Be cool.
Thanks for coming on. Thank you for watching.
I wonder where the Hogan beer is being sold.
Yeah, we gotta get a couple of 12 packs, then sit down with people across the aisle and have some beers and bring this country back together.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Do you remember a guy from like the old early days of YouTube named Renetto?
Yes.
You covered him a few times on the show back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I have kind of a weird hobby where I like to, when I find someone's address, I like to send them really strange things in the mail.
Okay.
Well, I sent Renetto a wide variety of really weird stuff in the mail, and I spent like thousands of dollars doing it, and I'm not joking.
Wow.
And he recently uploaded a video of himself unboxing these weird things, and I just sent it to you. If you want to watch it, it's or not, it's fine. You know, I'm just kind of putting it out there.
All right. I'll check it in a minute here.
Did you send him a turd?
This is
Yes, I did.
This woman's running for office in her area, and she got arrested for using a tarantula to attack a woman.
What?
We buy
That's
houses
illegal?
any condition, any situation.
Hennepin County Board candidate Marissa Simonetti has been telling potential voters she works in real estate as the managing owner of Simonetti Real Estate Group. But according to a Minnesota Commerce Department consent order, in 2016, the department revoked Simonetti's real estate license for what the department called fraudulent, deceptive, and dishonest practices. The order says she misled homeowners in at least 5 instances where they believe Simonetti was buying their home, but she instead intended to list those properties for sale to other buyers.
Is the allegation true?
What's the allegation?
The revelation comes as KARE 11 News has learned new details of the build-up to Simonetti's Friday arrest. This video, provided by the alleged assault victim, Twin Cities attorney Jackie Vasquez, shows Simonetti throwing items down the stairs toward her, banging pots and pans and screaming. Then poking her head around the corner and tossing a live tarantula.
The tarantula is down there that I just bought!
Simonetti's version of events is that Vasquez was a squatter who refused to leave. You stand by that?
Yes, I do.
But KARE 11 has now confirmed that Simonetti rented out a bedroom through Airbnb to Vasquez from June 3rd to August 31st. And the actual homeowner, John Ashley, tells us Simonetti's lease strictly forbids her from doing that. And Airbnb is not even allowed in the city of Edina. The homeowner says Vasquez is a victim, not a squatter, and he didn't even know the second woman was in the house until Thursday night when Simonetti decided she no longer wanted her there and called police. No one was arrested that night, but after the bizarre events that unfolded Friday and a 911 call from Vasquez,
I just want to leave.
police corralled the tarantula and took Simonetti into custody.
Simonetti says she will fight the misdemeanor assault charge and she'll be back in court next month. A Minnesota GOP
That was the weakest Pokemon attack I've seen.
Says local party leaders are meeting to determine what steps they'll take next, as Simonetti says she is continuing her run for public office.
Thanks for. Yeah, you can be a criminal and run for public office now.
It's probably going to do her some good, actually. She's like, I'll throw a tarantula at my opponents. And then everybody will love her. She's the new Spider-Woman. She got some crazy in her eyes. She'll do very well.
You think so?
Yeah, she'll be our next president. Spider-Woman, Marissa Spimino-Minetti.
Okay, this is Dusty's owner's. This is the guy Dusty's owner sent all this shit to.
Hello there, YouTubes.
He sent him all that
This
stuff?
is your old
video.
What?
Except for one thing. I sent Renato everything in this video except for one thing.
You fucking madman.
Renato, and it's been over a year since I made a video, and I owe you guys an update video on the dry pour concrete slab stuff. But today, let's just start some new video series. We're going to start today. Well, I'm going to do some more this month with an unboxing of stuff the fans send me. And let me give you a little example of some of the things they send me. I picked some stuff out. This was from the last time I did an unboxing. I got a Mr. Potato Head, and who doesn't love Mr. Potato Head? I got a Tesla hat. Just random things. I have some Gold Bond. I have a can of corn.
A can of corn.
You guys get. Why are you laughing? Everybody needs a can of corn, a random can of corn. I have chattering teeth. I have a slinky. Now this is fancy. Hello there, YouTubes. This is Renato's. And speaking of that, I'm going to show you this. I did accidentally open this up.
And this guy really was the king of YouTube back in the day. He was he was a really big deal.
Yeah, in the really, really, really early days. Yeah.
I can tell he's a big deal. Look at all this fan mail he got.
I love this.
All from me.
I don't know who they're talking about. Couldn't be me. The king of YouTubes.
I did send him that.
So this is actually the first thing I'm opening right now is this sticker. Ashley, you're going to have to leave if you don't stop laughing over there.
Let's G.
Yeah. So, this came from Cortan 360. I think there's 2 or 3 things here with someone's name on it, and I'll read that out. Everything else, I have no clue where it came from. Don't know why it was sent to me. I assume either to make me laugh, you laugh, to bless me with something fun, or just to have a gag gift for that white elephant party that I usually never go to anyway. So, and I'm feeling a little awkward because I'm very used to filming my own videos. I'm always in them by myself, video blogging and stuff, and my sweetheart is going to be doing the camera back there. And yes, thank you so much for this, whoever sent this to me. That was really sweet. And yeah. Okay, well, I have a whole bunch more to do. So let's just get to it. Oh yeah, wait. I got one more.
Did you send Brad Jones a turd in the mail?
I'm going to call it maybe my favorite. I show it to everybody that comes to the house.
Crazy stuff in the mail.
I save all of this stuff. I love all of this stuff. Here's some nice fart spray. You gotta have that. You guys can see they're still in the packages. I love keeping everything in its package. But this just somehow is maybe one of my favorites of all time. This is a yodeling pickle.
I said that to him,
if you don't know what a yodeling pickle is, you need to know, and you need to get one. And no, I don't know where they got it from or anything, but when you have this and you go to a party, you become instantly popular. Got it memorized too. So, all right, so let's just start right here. I don't have to open this. Someone sent me a tire. I don't know why.
Did you send him a tire?
Right there. Right
I did.
There's my van, and then this tire doesn't fit the van. So I think what I decided to do is make a tire swing out of it, and I'm going to put it right in the front yard. So I took my old swing down. It's over here. And there's some strings hanging, and I'm going to make a tire swing out of a tire that... Someone sent me a tire! Okay, let's just keep going. 2 things right in front of me. Any idea what this giant heavy bag is? Listen again. because this is really funny. Now, I can see through the bag what it is.
Is it a bag of rocks?
We'll see.
I live in I live in Florida, and right on the Memorial Day weekend, the beginning of summer, I received this amazing gift that I'll be able to use never. And are you ready? This is so heavy. What? I have a bag of rock salt. So if it ever snows in Florida, I won't be.
Got the Roadrunner on it.
I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared. Thank you, sweetie. Those words are escaping me. And then
he might not ever use it.
3 days later,
exactly,
I got another bag of rock salt. So
did you send him both bags of rock salt?
No more rock salt. Oh, they're heavy. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's pretty damn funny. Well, we might as well start right here. These 2 boxes are one of 2.
I sent him a sofa.
And to be honest, look right here. It says what it is. Someone sent me an L-shaped sofa with stool, corner and stool. It's black.
You sent him a black sofa?
I don't know why someone sent this to me.
Everything in this
but I want to
video.
get a little peek and see what it looks like. What do you think?
Hell yeah. I am.
What? This is for real.
What?
I sent that sofa to him, Ben.
Whoa.
You sent him a sofa.
Really be in here.
I did.
This is some legit. Oh, these are going to unpuff and get bigger.
Yeah.
Is he going to keep this sofa outside next to the rock salt?
I feel like it's Christmas in June.
I sent all this stuff.
Oh, we got the picture. That's what we wanted. There's no way.
What?
It's a couch.
That's a whole sofa.
Oh, I think we can put this together here just in a few minutes. Oh my God! What is all this stuff?
Whatever it is, like the fact that it can go condensed down to that.
Didn't you do this to Brad Jones also?
Good God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Whoa. Now, does this like for a child, you think, maybe?
Is it a child-sized sofa?
Look how small this is.
No, it's a regular sofa. There's more to it.
I know, okay. How can that be so small?
Okay, so what is that?
Is there another box for it?
Right? This is an L-shaped.
Yeah, but look how small that is.
Yeah, but let's just see.
Hey, Ben, do you remember Renato back in the day?
I kind of, I didn't really watch him, but I remember him. I remember who he is.
Oh, heavy. Jesus.
He's got a sofa here. Some guy sent him a sofa.
Oh my gosh, it's so freaking cute.
What in the holy... I don't know.
That's a full-size
seen anything
sofa
so
somebody
tiny.
sent him.
I'm the somebody.
Well, guess what? Ashley, have you ever seen anything this small that's called a couch?
No, I don't think I have.
You got to put the legs on it, Renato. What the hell?
Okay, well, I mean, that's the backrest. See? Look at that. Okay, the next time.
Well, let's show what it looks like.
The next time I make a video to do the update on the dry pour concrete stuff, you're going to see the couch all put together. You're going to see everything put together. I want to keep some of these in their boxes, though. Oh, my God.
He thinks he's got all these fans sending this shit to him. It's all me.
Dude, you're the only fan.
I've been
all those boxes you see behind him, that's all me.
It is.
I'm trying not to do
Hey,
a jump.
is that a beautiful bird?
Oh my god.
Oh, these are going straight up in
Man,
the
is that pink flamingo a beautiful bird?
Beautiful bird.
It is.
I'm not putting everything together and playing with everything. This would be an 8-hour video, okay? So,
Dusty's owner, how mad are
Well, I
you
gotta
that
do-
that
I
pink
gotta do
flamingo is not that large?
Not that mad because Dusty is the most beautiful bird, as we all know.
True. You should have sent this guy a live cockatiel.
I don't think you can do that.
Billy, do you remember Renato from back in the day?
I do not.
come on, let's go. Come on back here. Ashley. Oh my god. She's jealous.
Dusty's owner, you made Renato's daughter jealous. I think that's his daughter.
Who knows who it is? Looks like he lives in like a trailer park or something.
I've had this for a while now, and I
House
can't
does look like
imagine
a
what in the
mobile
world.
home.
Yeah, and there's like a
a
swimming pool area over to the
An
right.
above ground
would
pool.
send me that's
Yeah.
this big. Weighs only 3.8 pounds. It's
Gotta
light.
open it, Renato.
I mean, a piece of artwork.
Some
maybe?
guy sent him
Or,
all
you know,
this stuff, guys.
Picture or something. Oh my God! I can already see what it is.
What? No.
It's a "Make America Great Again" full size Donald Trump. It's in like 3 folds.
Did you send him a 3-fold full-size Donald Trump?
Yes, he did.
Dusty's owner?
I absolutely did.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you. If nothing else, somebody made America funny again today. All right, let's see what this is. I remember when I first picked this up.
I think if you want to pause the video for a second, I think we need to, give sort of a backstory on Renato. Renato, he was like, he was kind of like the PewDiePie or Mr. Beast of YouTube back in like the really early days.
Uh-huh.
He was like a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had like 38,000 subs, which was really huge back in the day.
Nice.
He kind of fell off the top subs when Google took over. So
Well, he still seems to be pretty popular. He's got tons of fan mail here.
He's got like some, I don't know, I don't want to say delusions of grandeur, but
But delusions of
What do you mean?
grandeur.
What do you mean delusions? He's got tons of fans. They're sending him all this cool stuff.
well, I'm sending him all this stuff. That's me. I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm a big fan of old school YouTube, so I'm willing to do weird shit. But yeah, this is all me. All this stuff he's getting, it's all me. I just want to point that out.
My question
Somebody
is,
sent him all this stuff.
Yeah. My question is, how did he get all the stuff?
Hey, who sent all this stuff to Renato? This is the
Me.
Mr. Beast of 20 years ago.
He posted his address online.
King Cobra
Interesting.
fam, it's King Cobra JFS back.
You
there
sent
with
him
the
King
video.
Cobra JFS?
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin the King Cobra has passed away. My condolences go out to Chandler's
Oh.
Wildlife.
R.I.P. in peace.
Valhalla gained one badass little King Cobra, dude. In honor of Kevin the King Cobra, I want to pour me a drink combo. Got some Bird Dog,
Got that
Black Cherry.
Black Cherry.
Bird Dog.
I will say this, Chandler's Wildlife, your collection of snakes is chef's kiss. And I can tell that Chandler's Wildlife loves his animals.
By the way, guys, we would be very welcoming to a tip train right now. It would be really cool if we could get to like 50% of the goal before the end of this show. Do us a favor. Throw us a tip train. Someone drop a 102, maybe. A 102 could be pretty good, you know.
And if you can't help with the tip, it'd be great if you sent us a bunch of weird, obscure shit to the P.O. box.
Let's not stiffen up. Hold up. Pour some more venom into our cup.
Venom. I like how Cobra's not wearing a shirt now. Who needs a shirt? Click, clack. I think Cobra might be in the same trailer that Renetto lives in.
They're roommates.
The future and past of YouTube in one house. Little Bush Peach, Blackbird Black Cherry.
Yeah, so that was that. Here's part of the Boglum Chronicles Back in Time series.
Bite to it. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
But congratulations, trolls. You have no life. This guy is straight for of-age women, and the trolls on the internet are just doing it to get a reaction. Like,
hey, I just want to say, I joked earlier about you guys sending a bunch of stuff to the P.O. box. Don't do that. Actually do send stuff to hit the goal.
Yes, thank you.
I was joking, then I was thinking, wait a second. I had to let the audience know that was a joke. Some of you might do the wrong thing, specifically Dusty's owner.
I missed Swellshank's dono while I was gone. Swellshank did it. I believe I was out of the room.
I honestly feel like your family would enjoy the trade-off, and it would be less of a burden since Obi was a loyal companion and would actually do tricks. Unlike you, who wears that goofy collar and is unwashed.
Going back in time. Juneteenth.
What's up, YouTube? I want to give a shout out.
Wow, that goth guy is cool.
To Urban Excursion. Thank you for bidding on this pan. You have no idea how awesome that is. Like, there'll be a lot of really well-fed kids in Wyoming. So right now, I am making a
girls.
It's
have
nice.
Cooties.
It's nice to see King Cobra supporting Juneteenth by dressing up as boy George Floyd.
Poot poot poot.
Poop, yeah, poop. There we go. Tip train rolling down the tracks. Thank you so much.
One last bacon cheeseburger in this pan, as requested. I have some Texas toast, and I seasoned it with some Smokey D honey chipotle barbecue rub. And we're going to add all kinds of meat to it. We're going to add some deep sea pink salmon. We're going to add some chicken and some bacon. Yeah, buddy.
Salmon, chicken,
let me ask Discord
bacon.
real quick because I'm not sure on something. I wonder. Wait, it's all in Chinese, or Japanese. Oh, this is spicy chicken. Are you kidding me? Curry chicken is really spicy. Okay, so do you guys have to like cook this, or is it already cooked? We'll put some barbecue sauce on it too. Let me get the buns toasted up first. Look at that goodness, YouTube.
A goody good.
A little bit of coffee from last night. Wake my ass up. Yeah, buddy. Now they got our buns toasted up to perfection.
Oh, Texas.
Now we're gonna throw on our burger
Toast.
next.
Today is June 27th. The official screwed up holiday in Houston. You have to bang screw all day. I'm looking at you, Billy. You have put swangers on Ben's cars for the rest of the night.
This is for the bourbons and the Cadillacs. It's Chopped and Screwed Day. Official in Houston, June 27th. Gotta put them swangers. DJ
like
Screw.
truck nuts?
Swangers on the Lexus. Interstate
some,
10 to Texas.
Curry chicken, flaming hot nacho Doritos.
Oh man, I'm getting
some Devil's
diarrhea
Spit
just looking at
Famous
this.
Dave's barbecue sauce, some bacon, some sharp cheddar. All right, so we have.
I've
our
never
beef
enjoyed
patties.
the devil's spit.
These are the extra
Yum.
value beef patties. 20 beef patties per box. That's a pretty.
link of Brad Jones talking about all the weird stuff I sent him back in the day.
Good deal, dude.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're gonna add a couple seasonings to our beef patty.
Beef.
The barbecue seasoning. Sprinkle that. We got some spicy garlic, a little bit of that. From the same company. We plug it, show it, free advertisement. Alone.
Plug it, show it, love it.
And go ahead and peel the frozen paper off. Drop it in there. Just enough coffee in here to wake me up. So now I'll let that burger cook up. And then after we cook up the burger, we'll cook the bacon. I'm gonna have to grab the can opener because, like I said, we're putting some pink salmon on this bitch. Like pink salmon in a can that you get here in the States. Fucking delicious. Now see what that pink salmon is.
What the fuck? What is that? Oh, it's Dusty's owner playing it. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to mute that. Sorry. Don't want to play the
We're
music.
gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah. I was like,
Playing
what is
Enigma?
that?
Enigma is one of the most copyright strikeable songs of all time. Enya.
Can openers suck. Can I just say that? Don't care, I just did.
Enya, Enigma. Same thing.
Alright.
Enya face.
Oh yeah, this pink salmon
Dusty's
smells
actually a
1,000 times
killer
better
bird,
than
and the
that
only way to
pastrami
soothe
did.
his murderous rampage is playing Enya. Return to
So that burger
innocence.
patty's cooking up. I want to get this pink salmon opened up as quickly as we can here, so we're not wasting
My man's
any
opening the
time on
can.
this cooking video. Just get right into it.
We can't see the timer go because Dusty's owner had to blow up his video.
Did you even make a dent? I can tell it's
We can
open
still hear the can
juice
opener
leaking out
going
of it.
though.
Nope, it didn't. It just cracked the goddamn seal. It didn't really open it.
We should get rid of that blank Skype image.
Oh, it's still there?
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
Open it over
I'm
the
not sure what the
center.
timer's at. It's driving me mad. I need to know
Oh,
how
shit.
long it's taking him to open a can. Oh my god, 2 minutes! I had no idea it was that long.
All over my pants. I was opening up a can of fish, make a delicious, tasty dish, and I juiced all over my pants. Can opener slipped in the can, spilled all over my pants. Now I got fish juice on my pants.
He's got fish chips on his pants! That's a mistake. King Cobra has no good history with can openers.
Yeah, until she opens.
One day I would like to see him pick up a can, pick up a can opener, open a can with zero turbulence. That'd be so cool. And we are at 3 minutes for this can to be opened. My can opener sucks, and it takes me like a minute to open a big can because it's always sliding out.
Time for you to open up, biatch.
But I paid $1 for it. Three and a half minutes.
Tell you what, YouTube. Oh my god, dude. Fucking like, seriously?
Seriously ridiculous.
Almost got it.
He's almost got it good because.
Check my beef patty real quick.
Oh.
Okay.
Should we be counting the timer at 4 minutes now? Even if he stopped to flip his beef patty? He's being responsible flipping the patty.
That would suck. Burnt hamburger tastes gross. No offense to anyone, if you like your burgers well done, you're weird in my book. Burnt beef is just nasty.
Cobra says something is not good.
Another can of pastrami, I'll tell you that right now.
We know a little more about Cobra's taste palette now. Burnt beef is not a good thing.
If YouTube had smell-o-vision right now, I tell you what. Fucker. Come on. That's so fucking gross. Pink salmon oil all over my fucking counter. There we go. About fucking time it opened. Jesus Christ.
He's doing his metal screams.
Step 1, how to pick up a Cradle of Filth fangirl. Be 80% British. Step 2,
is that how it works?
Shriek like Danny Filth. Step 3, play guitar. Step 4, be goth. Next thing we're going to need is some bacon.
He's like all those things, isn't he?
Drop it in the frying pan. So we're going to take some of this Miss Piggy's sweet bacon rub. Oh yeah, show that logo, baby. This stuff's good on your bacon. I don't care what anyone says. This is normally used for making candied bacon.
Beautiful bird.
He's back again.
The return of Dusty's owner.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I don't know why. Oh, there it is.
Hey,
There.
Dusty, you got a beautiful bird on your beautiful. You're sitting on a beautiful bird's shoulder, Dusty.
Well, I know I ain't beautiful, so that's only got one other option.
Dusty's owner is a beautiful bird.
You're beautiful, Dusty.
You can use it to like sprinkle on top of your bacon while you're deep frying it. Just put like a little bit on one side. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty tasty burger. What do you guys think? Now when I do my goth makeup, this is as far as I normally go. Eyeliner, some black eyeliner, and a little bit of black lipstick. Some black and green nails.
That's a sexy goth bad boy right there.
Well, there are some goths who, they go all out. They get the corpse paint and everything, and I would do that if I could, but like, what a pain in the ass, dude. Alright, so now let's begin to assemble this monstrosity of a burger here. So check this out, YouTube. We finally got the pink salmon open. Now we're talking, baby. The devil's
The timer
pink
should have still
salmon
been
burger.
going.
What's on it? We got pink salmon, we got our beef, we got our bacon. Alright, let's get some cheese going. Some nice sharp cheddar. Sharp like the devil's Triton.
Oh my god.
Only our first piece of cheese down, just like that.
Beautiful bird.
And then when
he's got the Serengeti.
That Serengeti cheese.
Just like
living in the Serengeti.
We're gonna add one more piece of cheese to the top of that bacon. So that bacon is just literally gonna be sandwiched between 2 slices of cheese. Beautiful. Doritos Flamin' Hot Nacho.
I like the idea of the bacon being inside of a cheese cocoon.
Oh God. He puts Doritos on so much.
Flaming hot.
Got that nice spicy kick to it too. So this will be our crunchy layer.
Oh yeah, you got to keep the Doritos mushed in between cheese.
And put that on top of our chips.
My favorite thing about a burger is when the cheese melts on the burger.
Now we're going to add some pink salmon. A little bit of pink salmon.
Why?
You know what my favorite thing about it is never the pink salmon.
Yeah, most salmon, unless it's like a salmon burger, then you don't normally have salmon on a burger.
Yeah, a salmon burger is all right.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. If I want a burger, I'll get a burger. If I want salmon, I'll get salmon. I don't need them combined.
Here, instead of that spicy curry chicken. Kind of stack a little bit of pink salmon on there. Beautiful. Yeah, pink salmon, like I said.
Dusty wants to eat the salmon.
Pink salmon in the can, you can just eat it.
Eat that salmon, Dusty.
Oh,
That's what I'm
talking about right there. Oh yeah, this pink salmon in the can is 10,000 times tastier than the pastrami.
Then the what?
Pink salmon's really good for you. It's packed with protein and fish oils. Oh yeah. Now we have some spicy.
It's the
curry
slurp
chicken.
that does it
Look
for
at
me.
that.
Yeah, it's like when he slurps the garlic butter out of the little cups.
The spicy curry chicken was what came with the pastrami. And I said I was going to use it for a cooking video, and I meant it too. Oh, this spicy curry chicken is more like a paste.
Oh, that makes it sound delicious.
To it. Yeah, why not?
I love it when my food is described as a paste.
Add a small layer of horseradish.
Because I used to eat that in elementary school.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's putting horseradish on the bread.
Good. So now I'm going to take
He
our
says
curry,
this burger actually looks really
spicy
good.
Chicken.
It does not.
What's?
This,
I gotta see it from that side of the burger then. Because from this side of the burger,
Sloppy Joe paste. That's what it looks like. It looks like
does not
Sloppy
look
Joe
really
meat,
good.
kind of.
is he about to slop it up with some chicken dropped a record?
We have some
Oh my
famous
God.
Dave's barbecue
And this is
sauce.
old school, you know? Like, this is 2 apartments ago.
Yeah.
Devil's Spit. So I'm gonna take the barbecue
And the devil's
sauce
spit
and
is starting to
pour
look
it
like a good
on the
idea
fish.
for this. Got to cover that canned
Take a look at
salmon
this
and
burger right
spicy
here.
barbecue
This actually looks
sauce.
pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
Have a smell of the profile of it.
Glad he's not lying.
Oh yeah, dude. I'll drop the top.
I'm not
on
gonna
it.
lie.
Let's squish it down.
Oh my
Now we're
God.
gonna microwave it and melt the cheese. The Devil's Pink Salmon Bacon Cheeseburger. We're doing like 10 to 24 second bursts until the cheese is melted. Now, like, I don't want the cheese to be over melted, but just enough that when you bite into it, just enough when you bite into it, you get that pull from the cheese.
That pull.
Yeah, I like spicy food, and
I kind of like the cheese when it's melted as I'm cooking the burger.
Kick to it.
Yep. I like to cook 2 burger patties and melt the cheese between the 2 hot burger patties.
That ain't bad.
And if I have bacon, I melt the bacon in between the 2.
We'll see how it
You know
looks.
how many times I enjoy microwaving cheese?
Coming off
Never.
that burger right now.
Right?
Look at that fresh steam action.
Actually, there was a few times I made chili dogs and microwaved some cheese, and it was all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
You
I'm
said
digging it.
enjoyed, not it was all right.
Don't let that cool off. Flip it over right side up.
I was like, I take it back. There's been a couple times. I used to microwave nachos. They always sucked.
I don't even have a
Then we'll launch
microwave.
into it. The Devil's Pink
I don't use a
Salmon Bacon
microwave.
Cheeseburger. It's got spicy curry chicken, pink salmon, bacon, and beef. 4 different meats, 3 slices of cheese, some barbecue
4
sauce,
different animals.
some horseradish, spicy nacho cheese Doritos. Yeah. Also, the actor who played Bilbo Baggins in Lord of the Rings passed away. My condolences.
You gonna drink? Oh no! Now he's gonna just smoke tobacco at this
Which
stage.
I am. I like
Put
Lord of the
some
Rings
weeds in his
series.
pipe.
I like Lord of the Rings. I like Harry Potter. You know. I'm a
Harry
sci-fi
Potter.
kind of guy. Yep.
Harry
This
Potter.
burger's good. I'll keep it in my arsenal of recipes.
His
I
arsenal.
don't think I've ever seen him make it again.
It is an arsenal though, because it's like deadly.
Gonna fucking turn out, but we'll.
I think I'd rather eat arsenic.
The reason why you want to flip it over so the bottom bun is facing on the top and let it cool off. This is a trick I learned from Gordon Ramsay when you're making burgers. Is all that grease is gonna soak.
He learned
Dude,
it from
I want Gordon Ramsay to try this
Bacon,
burger.
Beef.
Yeah.
It'll soak into your bottom bun.
I think Gordon Ramsay would strangle him to
piping
death.
hot. Your bottom bun's just gonna fall apart, and it's gonna drip grease all over your arms and make a humongous mess. So you let it cool off a bit so the grease absorbs into the sandwich versus into your top bun. That's why I flip it upside down before I start eating it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Pretty bird. Oh, hold the phone, Sylvester Stallone. This burger is
Hold the phone.
dank.
Sylvester
Stallone.
Yeah.
Gagliacci over here.
Hey, Adrian. What the fuck was that noise?
Fucking delicious.
Dusty's owner, your kidnapped children are getting out of the basement.
Yeah.
That is just beautiful. And it's messy too. Look out.
It's because you made it.
Well, I'm gonna save that burger for later because I'm really not that hungry at the moment.
He
That's
always
what I
does
thought it
this.
was, and then
He was doing this all the way back then. We're like, he takes.
that burger was good.
He just he'll save it for later. He'll let it sit out on the counter for 8 to 12 hours. There we go. There you have it. There you have it.
Everybody's bringing up that was his pre-op eye.
Yeah, it was.
It would be awesome if he opened up a chicken restaurant called Pre-op Eyes.
Pre-op eyes. He needs to have fried gizzards. Fried gizzards. Ezel's has fried
Fermented fish, egg, maggot stew coming in nicely, tubes.
Ezel's has like fried gizzards and like livers and stuff like that. It's super good. I eat those all the
Yeah.
time. Fried
I do
okra.
not order them. I've never got the gizzards.
Yeah, I'm into that shit. Organs.
I did fuck with their tendies pretty regularly, though. I used to get their tendies on a pretty regular basis. And I would dip the tendies in their mashed potatoes and gravy like a madman. Bear eat pig feet.
Yeah, see, these are the fried livers right here. It's just like dark meat, like super dark meat that's fried.
Beautiful bird.
It's delicious. Delicious.
Pork brain stew.
You didn't get to see this video. Check this out. This is some guy testifying at I think a city council meeting or something. Listen to what he reads.
My name is Jason King. I reside in Salina, Ohio. I have served our community for over 14 years as the president of our city council. I also serve as a high school wrestling coach. Aside from being a pastor, which is my full-time job, I enjoy the titles of husband and father of four most of all. And it's from these vantage points that I will be speaking. The second example was a sign which read, and I quote, "I love vagina, nom 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 nom." Also at this event were vendors present who were selling inappropriate items depicting male genitalia, plush pillow penises, and penis-tipped squeeze balls. All of this was done in our public park with children present. Our public parks are specifically designed for individuals and families to congregate in freely and enjoy without the worry of feeling compromised or being violated. Under the First Amendment banner of free speech, these individuals claim they can basically do as they please in our public spaces as a guaranteed right. But one person's First Amendment rights should not be sacrificed at the expense of another. This is patently un-American and discriminatory to those who choose not to be exposed to such content.
There you go. Nom, nom, nom.
Well, I, for one, agree with this man. We need more nom, 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 I love vagina parties at our public parks.
Let's do it.
Nom, nom, nom.
Let's host a party like that at the public park.
Nom, 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 Vietnam, nom, nom.
So, we're getting closer to wrapping up. If anyone wants to start one last tip train before we go, that would be unbelievably helpful. Getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, let's
to
get
wrapping
us
up
to
here.
Let's get us to 1,000.
1,000%.
Let's go.
Excessive.
Beautiful bird.
Beautiful bird.
Hello, hello, Egghead
We got
Show.
Egged. What does Dusty the Cockatiel think of Egged?
Well, I think Dusty likes Egghead a lot, but Egghead's kind of weirded out by me.
Oh, why?
Is it because you sent him a bunch of packages?
Not for that yet, but, you know.
Did you clean his bathtub for him?
Dusty's owner, did you ever fart around a grocery store and blame it on Egghead?
Don't give me ideas.
Yeah. Will you name a fart after Egghead?
Oh.
Absolutely.
Egghead the fart.
I think I need to collaborate with Egghead much more because Pitmuck has always said
Yes!
Pitmuck has always said that me and Egghead together are a combination of creep and cringe.
Yeah, well, that's like you guys are like the new odd couple. You guys should get a 2-bedroom apartment together.
Absolutely. I think we need to capitalize on this whole thing about me being the king of cringe and, well, the king of creep, and Egghead being the king of cringe.
You know what? You should probably face Egghead in actual Mania at Summer Scam.
I would do that.
Okay, that's Egghead's
Or
match.
you guys should team up.
That's Egghead's. No. That is Egghead's. Maybe a team up down the road, but I need Egghead's match at Summer Scam, and I think that's a really good one. I think these two going at each other.
Yes, we need this.
Yes.
I am the king of creep. Egghead is the king of cringe. We need to face each other.
Yeah, and you've got time because Summer Scam isn't until August. That's August actual Mania. So just need your submission video by the end of August. Just try to make it like 5 to 10 minutes long.
I'm gonna do what I can, but I think this needs to happen. Me being the king of cringe. No, I'm king of creep, king of cringe. Egghead and I need to do some shit together. It needs to happen.
Yeah, you guys can. Yeah, you guys can spoon if you want.
Absolutely. I will stick whatever finger I need to do
Dusty is a beautiful bird. Also, can you guys say Loki is a beautiful cat?
Aw, Loki, you're a beautiful cat. You're not going to do it, Billy? You don't think the cat's
I won't
beautiful?
say it.
Why?
I haven't seen Loki yet. Someone needs to show me a picture of Loki. I want to see.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to do Egghead a solid right now. By the way, we're almost at 50%. Help us get to 50%. We're so close. One last tip tray now can get us to 50%. Here's Egghead. Oh, you know what? We need to play the intro. Oh, you know what? I don't have it queued up on this one. Never mind. We're not playing the intro. I'm just going to start it.
Egghead sent me a photo. Oh, yeah. Loki's a beautiful cat.
Another Jared dancing video. He's working out. So now forever he's going to be like, hey, bro, I made a workout video, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean, why do this? You put Jared in all of your videos. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
How big are the weights?
10, maybe 15 at the most.
He's so buff. Oh shit, he's doing the finger grips. He's so buff.
Look at the look on his face. He believes that he's like strong and really awesome and amazing.
Honestly, if he had my what do you call that? We call that thing that ugly people have. Cannot remember the word right now. But if he had my whatever that word is,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Not my muscles.
Dementia?
I'm very much going through dementia right now.
Yeah. That thing you have. Dementia.
Yeah. If he had my dementia.
Do you mean dysmorphia? Dysmorphia?
No. It's a very simple word. It's like
then why can't you remember it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like once I remember, it's gonna be so pathetic that I forgot this word. Personality. If Jared had my personality, people would love him. He'd be so lovable. But he doesn't. He has Jared's personality.
What's going on, guys? It's Jared Genesis here. So today, man, I don't normally like to talk a lot about gossip and stuff like this on this channel, but there's one thing that really bothers me about the human race, and that's people who are just
that you're a member of
judgmental cunts, especially people who will make fun of you over some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just over stupid, petty crap.
Like being a PDF file?
And I heard a story yesterday, bro.
Petty file.
Really hit home with me. Because, well, you guys know my past about the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. All that dumb bullshit. But, his story was a little bit different from mine. But basically, It was this kid who met Nigel Houston, who I never cared for that guy. He may be some big shot skateboarder, but the dude's just basic, bro. Like, yeah, these days it's all about the big tricks, big gaps, big rails. But I always thought he was bland. Like, I never really thought he was that creative. I think Andy Anderson is
He's such a big-time critic of everything.
Way better than Nigel Houston.
He's very critical of everything.
Like at
at least by the end of his criticism, he flips it back and changes his opinion on everything.
Sometimes,
bro. But
he's so critical of everything. He has both opinions of every side.
So, anyways, yeah, dude. This homie, a brother. He was, I can say that, right, as a white guy. Anyways, a brother was, just chilling, doing his thing, and at a skate park, and he saw Nigel Houston. So he looked up to him. Who wouldn't? When you're young and impressionable.
The brother was
sure
just
I would have looked up to some tool bag like him too. You know what I mean? But he told Nigel that he really loved his shit and that he Skates is bored. And then when he turned his back, him and his homies were laughing at him, bro, making fun of him. Why? Because he had straight hair and he was fucking black. It's like, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think that's fucking racist, bro. Why else would they be making fun of him, dude? You know what they were fucking saying, right? Oh, look at this dude. He trying to
Jared has said racist things before.
Look like a white boy, you know. I can guarantee you that's what was going on, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, come on, bro. That's supposed to be a white people thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm making fun of motherfuckers. White people are great at being assholes. Like, we're the best. You know,
I mean,
black people
you are white, so I guess there's some truth to that.
shouldn't be doing that, bro. That's basically trying to say, like, come on, dude. You know, he was kind of rocking the emo look, and nothing wrong with that. I never really cared for emo, but I'm gonna fucking sneeze that wants to come out. Hold on. It's just chilling there. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't really feel like coming out yet. Shit, let's just keep it moving. Keeping it grooving. But yeah, dude, anyways, this motherfucker, bro, he runs into Nigel Houston and one of his friends at a McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? And they act like they were friends, you know, after they made fun of him. Like, what kind of petty bullshit is that, bro? I didn't watch the whole video, so I don't exactly know what entailed after that, but oh, here it comes. Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I was afraid he was about to have a big old hanger out of his
about
nose.
a minute and then come out. That's
Gesundheit.
But yeah, bro, like, oh man, dude, that guy's face would have
Doesn't
been...
that mean like to your health or something like that?
I think so.
Yeah, you're wishing Jared good health. I don't know.
Yeah,
nature
it's after a sneeze.
Slapped if it
It's
were
not
me,
about
bro.
him. It's about me. It's my character.
His face would have been slapped. People are just so goddamn petty, bro. It's just amazing to me. Just how fucking petty humans can be to each other. But
like I've heard Gesundheit is like a toast too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To your health.
I guess like salud is to your health.
anyway,
Salud.
you know, for those of you who didn't know, my stupid encounter with Power Ranger boy, Jason David Frank, who he passed away, not that I really care, and the guy was a douchebag, but he had a guy there that was an even bigger douchebag, and we ended up sparring, and I got into it with both of them. It was just a stupid mess, bro, but anyways, you know, I've had shit like that happen to me, dude. People still make fun of me for that.
Did you
and I
win,
don't
Jared?
care. You know, it is what it fucking is. I had the balls to go over there and actually spar someone. That's something my haters would have never done. They never would have done that in their wildest fucking dreams.
Yeah, because it's stupid. It's stupid to go to a place that you've never been before and try to spar people. That's not how it works.
Yeah, my haters would never have the balls to walk into a pit bull cage and start slapping at their faces.
Yeah, like walk into a pit bull cage wearing like a suit made out of steak.
Yeah, my haters would never have the balls to jump into a volcano.
But I know what it's like to get backhanded, bro. Because I was nothing but respectful to Jason, and he was a huge fucking turd. There was another guy. His name was also
He's saying he was
Jason,
the Brown Ranger?
It's kind of ironic.
No, it's Jason is a common name.
Two Jasons.
Very
because in
common
the
name.
Power Ranger show, one of the characters is also named Jason, the Red Ranger. It's weird, bro. It's like a whole fucking different levels of Jason. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whole different levels of Jason up in here, but and my name is Jared, which is weird too, because it's like very similar to Jason. I don't know, bro. I'm like,
Because
I'm
it starts
trying to
with a
piece
J
things
and an
together
A?
here, like it's some kind of fucking conspiracy, like it's some kind
Here's
of.
the conspiracy. J Sun, J Red Ranger, the son of his father, the Father Christ. There you go.
Oh damn! There's like cryptic biblical puzzles hidden, almost like the Power Rangers Da Vinci Code.
There you go.
There. Yeah. There's some cryptography in Power Rangers. It's so funny, that building that they filmed, it was like the Power Rangers Command Center. That
headquarters.
Yeah, that place has been in so many movies and TV shows. It's unbelievable because it's in LA. It's like a
telescope.
It's like a Jewish building. It's like
oh,
it's on like a campus. Let me see. Let's see. Power Rangers HQ. It's called.
Wonder if Haim Sabin used it on purpose.
It's been used in so many things. Where is it?
5 letters in name, 5 original Power Ranger colors. It's right there, dude. It's the Zordon code.
It's on the American Jewish University is what it's called. Like
The American Jewish University.
Jewish. But I can't remember what the name of the actual building is called. But it's been on. I've seen it on so many other shows.
Well, what's that movie with Tom Hanks? I don't know, but
Judas.
Anyways, man, I just think that people.
Oh, it's called the House of the Book. That's the name of the building itself.
The House of the Book.
Yeah, I was watching another movie the other day, and it was in it too, but it was like all colored differently on the outside.
Are stupid, really. More than anything, I just think people are dumb, and I think shit like this really proves it. You know what I mean? Like, why would you treat someone like that, Nigel? You're such a little fucking thunder cunt. Why would you laugh at someone after? And that just shows you.
Yeah, like here's a whole list of movies that were filmed at this place.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
The Mentalist, Chuck, Star Trek: The Next Generation filmed there for an episode.
Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man.
Big Love. Big Love was great. Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Wedlock. Oh, you know what it was? It was Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. That's where it was when I watched it. I'm like, hey, I know that building. I was rewatching that the other day. Interesting.
You know what kind of person he really is, dude. To make fun of somebody like that, and to show that level of disrespect, dude, I hate that guy, bro. Like, I legit hate that guy now. I used to not just like him, but I legit hate fucking Nigel Houston now.
Do you hate him, Jared? You know how valuable your hate is, Jared?
Not at all.
It's
so insignificant.
Less than the garbage plastered on your wall.
No, if Jared hates you, you're probably doing something right.
Yeah.
Bob Marley looking ass, dude. This guy can eat a dick. He used to have those dreads looking like a mini Bob Marley. You have no room to talk, Nigel. You're such a thunder cunt, bro. No style.
Is he talking
no
about the
anything.
Thundercats?
The only reason he's popular is
Tigra?
because he skates big fucking
Or
rails.
Panthro.
Big fucking deal, dude. You like to bust your nuts on a rail. You fucking dorks. I swear to God, dude, these skaters these days with their tight pants, busting their nuts on rails. It's so lame. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to skateboarding. It used to be cool.
See,
But
yeah,
now-
this is what Jared always does. It used to be cool back in the day when I liked it. Now that I hate it and I don't do anything, it's not cool anymore, bro.
Like when he used to hate on Nintendo.
Oh, it's
Then he
just
got
like
a Nintendo Switch and it was cool again.
Yeah. Yep.
Sport, and it's in the fucking Olympics. Like, what
Which,
the hell
if
is
someone
that
just
shit?
bought him the Nintendo Switch as a troll to prove that he didn't hate Nintendo, That was worth the money.
I wanted it to be a light switch from like a hardware store with a Nintendo sticker on it or something like that, a Nintendo Switch. That would have been hilarious. But someone actually paid money to send him a Nintendo
Skating
Switch,
was never meant to be a fucking Olympic sport.
probably
you guys
Dusty's
are a bunch
owner.
of tools who support that kind of crap. Skateboarding was just its own fucking thing, bro. You know,
any sport that becomes done like worldwide with any degree of popularity is usually in the Olympics.
I was a skater, for those of you who didn't know, back in the 90s. You can believe...
I was a skater. Yeah. You were nobody. You skateboarded. I
don't know. I think he was a self-proclaimed skateboarding champion.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, believe me, I don't give two shits if you don't believe me. I don't fucking care. I mean, I have skateboards over here.
Yeah, they don't even have wheels on them. Your skateboards don't have wheels on them, dude.
Jared, we've seen the claims you make about things you try and show and prove. You can claim whatever you want, and you have, and you haven't lived up to any of it.
No.
I could show you, but I'm in my fucking underwear. I'll show you anyways, motherfucker, because I want to make some little bitches eat crow. Hold on.
I like how he puts it up so you like to hide his belly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably not wearing pants. Because he has no care about showing his belly off.
Is he digging through his like hoarding?
He's looking for his skateboards.
Yeah, he's about to show us skateboards with no wheels on them that he had to like dig out from under some junk. What is he proving to us? Like he doesn't use them. They're just like pieces of wood that he keeps buried in his room.
See, bro.
All right, so these are just a few of the skateboards that I have. I have many, many more, but first of all, I want to show one off, bro.
Is
really
he? Are any of these gonna have wheels on?
Guy that I used to know, he actually painted this for me. It was originally a POW. Check that
no
shit
wheels.
Out, bro. His name was Lowell Shapley, and he was a fucking badass. So thank you, Lowell, for this.
So you don't
awesome,
skateboard.
great ape design that you made.
You just hoard old shit that you don't use anymore. What's the next one? No, you used to use these to block out the sun in your window. None of the skateboards have wheels on them. You're a disgrace, Jared. You're a disgrace. You should
Punk
be ashamed of
ass
yourself.
Jared.
Yeah. All right. So, everyone, please like the stream. We appreciate you all being here. We're probably going to wrap it. We're going to be here again tomorrow because we got Actual Mania tomorrow. Dusty's owner, I know you're excited for Actual Mania tomorrow.
He think he's out of the call, but I know he is.
He's frozen.
Yeah. I don't see him in the
I thought
the
he was
live
just
list.
really good at sitting still.
Oh, that's he might be. Somebody poke him in the belly.
Yeah, I would love to see Dusty's owner go up against Egghead. Because I think that
Summer Scam.
Yeah, Summer Scam in August. But tomorrow night we have a non-title match. So we have the champ, Captain Kool-Aid's, in a non-title match, defending against Party Tub.
Ooh.
And if Party Tub wins,
and above patrons.
If Party Tub wins this match, he gets a match against the champ next month. So maybe Party Tub, if he can win 2 in a row, will go into Summer Scam as the champ.
It's possible.
We'll see.
Can he beat Jared in a skateboard tournament though?
Probably not. No. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.